Alright guys, how's everybody doing? Sorry for the delays. I am Sprawl, by my side is Bach, and we have an excellent match in store for you tonight. It's going to be Synergy Gaming versus SKDC. Our first map is Dust 2, and we're about to go live in the pistol round.
Yeah, and it should be a good one. I mean, this should be a very entertaining best of 5. I don't think I've casted a best of 5 yet. I really like the format. We get to see a lot of unique maps. And right now, the play from Synergy is very unique. Look at this. They got a bunch of players stacked up over towards mid, and they're just giving long away. And SKDC probably going to punish them for this. They got all 5 players on long, slowly making their way up. Synergy does have a player in CT, a player mid, and one man holding the... I guess that's the A box on A bomb site right now, and here comes the push from SKDC. They're making their way up onto the platform right now. They're going to get the bomb down without any kills on the board for either team right now. And you're going to see Sidoff try to find the shot, not able to get it. Davey is there. Jason R picks up one as well. That's Ocean and Doomore off the board. Makes it a 5v3, but Relix is going to get one with his Glock. Finds the head of Sidoff through the smoke. Makes it a 4v2 now as Relix goes down. Defuse already commencing, and this strategy from Synergy somehow coming together here as Jason R and Buzza clean up the last 2 players on the board. It was a very interesting round to say the least, but Synergy's going to pick up that pistol round despite the sort of interesting play from both teams. Very strange pistol round, not the kind of thing we typically see.
Yeah, stacking other areas, letting them have long, and then retaking. Clearly worked out for them. Maybe not... that's the thing. If you are confident in your retakes and confident in your communication, it's not a bad strategy, but it definitely, from the spectating point of view, you're like, what are they doing right now, guys? They're just taking it for free, hello? And they end up with the retake, though. So Synergy, they're going to put the first one on the board, and this is SKDC's pick. So that's why Synergy, they opted to start on that CT side. The pistol round works out for them, and now they're on an anti-eco here. It's going to be a mid-to-B play. They got the bomb in upper tunnel, so very standard stuff here, as the bomb will be heading in as soon as they try and take mid. But this is kind of the downside to this strategy. The mid players can't take any real estate. Your bomb cannot get into the or out of the tunnels into the B site. So second round is going to go pretty much. That was a flawless round from the CT side. So lots of money gaining in their pockets. And SKDC, they did get a buy-in. So now we're going to see AKs across the board.
Yeah, because they got that bomb planted in the first round, they're going to go for the buy here. And I guess I can't blame them. It makes a lot of sense. You know, they're going to be forcing up, maybe catching Synergy off guard. They do still have a scout and 2 FAMAS on the board, so they could potentially punish Synergy, put them on the heels of what could be a double eco. It's not necessarily the best thing that can happen after picking up the first 2 rounds. But Synergy is playing this very carefully, not getting overly aggressive. They're just waiting for these T players to push in, and it looks like it's going to be potentially a mid to B play as they are stacking up in mid right now. You see 2 players on the other side of doors. JDM is up towards telephone pole, as is Else, and then Ocean just watching long doors, making sure they don't push. Still a very slow round, not much happening here. Jason R is trying to jump peek the smoke in mid. He's going to spot players, but only put a little bit of damage down as Relix is down to 51, but 50 seconds left on the clock. SKDC's got to execute soon.
Yeah, Jason R, if you haven't seen his play before, he is pretty nutty with scoped rifles, so he's trying to connect at mid. Hasn't really done too much. Relix down to 50 HP, but looks like we're going to have a cat play. They were pushed up. Buzz is going to be close on CT ramp. Davey, though, holding from A ramp. So they put some decent damage, and eventually Ocean will get a frag onto Buzza. Davey's still alive and well, though, so they're going to have to push up as they've got Fox coming in from long. That's going to be a decent crossfire here, but no, it's actually going to be Davey pretty much cleaning up. Doomore goes down to, I believe that was a jumping shot from Jason R. Again, this guy's nutty with these scout weapons, or rather scoped weapons is what I was going for there. But yeah, he's able to make it work, and it's going to be Synergy with their 3rd round. SKDC, they're not able to get a lot done there. We see 1 frag on 3 of the SKDC members, Doomore, Ocean, Relics, JDM, and Else. A little bit quiet, and one of the things that is going to be difficult for SKDC, in my eyes, is if they can't get an op on JDM, that's definitely one of their downfalls if their economy doesn't work out that way. So we'll see how it works. Thus far, though, I'm going to be on another eco here.
And that's something we've seen from a lot of teams that put heavy alt presence on the map, like back when Shazam was playing with Denial, or even when he played for Justice Pro. You would watch them play games, and they couldn't put that AWP in his hands, and it changes the team's play altogether. We're going to see, though, here in this round, Relix goes down early to the AK of Jason R. It's going to make it a 5v4. It is an eco round here. They got Tech 9s across the board. Else is going to drop, as is JDM. Now it's on Ocean and Doomore here in a 5v2. They're hoping to pick up at least one frag. Davey is lit down to 38. They're going to get him. So that's at least one kill on those Tech 9s, the somewhat OP pistol we talk about quite often. Jason R is going to catch Ocean from behind with the 5-7, but Doomore, using that M4 he picked up off the corpse, does exactly what they need to do, get as many frags as possible. Sidoff right now in lower, just waiting for the peak. And Fox on Cat almost gets taken down, but he does manage to drop Doomore, so that is going to be the 4th round now for Synergy, and they're definitely pulling the rounds up. The rounds have been close here and there, but for the most part, it's been all Synergy, so SKDC's got to make something happen here, and it might be in the form of this AWP on JDM.
And that's exactly what I was speaking about previous. If he can do some work here... Oh, he's going to get legged, actually, as he misses his first shot. And the one downside is that even though he has this op, there's so much pressure on him to get this pick, and he's already dropped down to 11 HP. It's a lot to kind of ride on one player, but obviously that's the reason you've got a dedicated opper in here. Doomore dropped down to 10 HP as well, so already they haven't even really... JDM saw a CT at mid, but the rest of them haven't really seen any players or had any opportunity to even get a frag on the board, and they're going to have 2 very, very low. Looks like they're just taking mid control. They are poking their heads up Cat a little bit. That's Relix hanging out on the stairs, but Elson Ocean taking a look towards long. Fox is going to be waiting for them here. It actually looks like he bungled a smoke. That was kind of up in that little balcony area around long A. I imagine that was for double doors, and that actually gives them the opportunity to come out long. JDM hitting a shot on Davey out long, and that's a great shot to open up, and it's going to be Ocean taking out Fox, so 3v4, and Relix, he does connect onto Buzza. That nade fully takes him down. Side off in a 1v4 situation. SKDC looking to put their first round on the board. But side off, we'll see if he has what it takes. It looks like he's just going to go for the retake.
And you can't blame him right now. Their money's looking pretty good. He's at 5,400 right now. So he's going to have more money the second they lose or win this round. So their money's definitely stacked up pretty good on the side of Synergy, picking up those 4 rounds in a row, and pretty clean ones at that. The big player of that round was Fox. He had that push coming long, and he just couldn't shut it down. He just got overwhelmed, and Pitt couldn't find the angle. We're going to see what Sidoff can do here. He does take down Relix, but I believe at this point there's not enough time left on the clock to even try and retake this. He's just going to do some economic damage to the side of SKDC, and those are guns they really can't afford to lose. You see Relix at 700, and it's just not much money here, really not giving him a whole lot of wiggle room for the next buy round. He's going to have 4,200 here, so he has enough to buy an AK and armor, but not really a whole lot left on top. So that kind of kill, even though it seemed like it wasn't a big deal because they still lost the round, does a lot of damage to a team's economy and can really break their momentum, because the second they lose one more, they're just in terrible sorts with their money. So even though it was a lost round for Synergy, it wasn't all lost. They did pick up multiple frags, 3 rifles out of the hands of SKDC. They were able to save that off, but losing all those AKs is definitely coming back to bite them if they lose this round.
Yeah, and this is definitely one of those swing rounds. Money on both sides, pretty close to nil. So whoever picks it up, we could see SKDC taking an eco thereafter and kind of bring the scoreline a little bit closer. But sYn, if they can pick it up, they would definitely have themselves a nice lead in this first half. We've got a number of T's working up towards the catwalk. Buzza and Fox will be holding one from CT ramp, and Fox actually from the car position, but I don't see anything that's really telling me they're going to aggress right at this moment. They still have about 50 seconds to play with, and certainly sending the bomb into tunnels makes me think that they're actually going to fake their way out Cat, maybe work a mid to B play really quick after they buy that fake. So here we go. This is exactly the scenario. Well, not exactly. They're actually going to have one player jump down into CT spawn. I like the play as Jason R knife out, and he gets the frag. Else, hello? He gets a freebie, but Jason R is able to make it work. He's got 12 HP to his name. He does go down, so it's going to come down to side off, and SKDC are able to make this work. It would, like I said, be great for them, as an eco round would be coming up for the CT side.
Well, this is a 3v2 right now. Buzza and Fox versus JDM, Ocean, and Relics, and looks like they may try to take this. JDM on platform with the op, just playing around Xbox right now, spamming that smoke, not able to find much of anything. The other players on the CT side kind of blocked out by these smokes. Fox is going to try and peek window right now. He might get taken down, and he does go down to Relics. Buzza going to get dropped by JDM, so a nice round there from SKDC. Looked like things might fall apart based on what happened with that player dropping off of Cat into CT spawn. But that B push just worked out wonderfully for them. That's the second round on the board, and like we had kind of said, the money on the side of Synergy just not really looking too hot. They're going to have to eco here. So all it took was 2 rounds to break the money despite winning 4 in a row. They had a couple rounds that were very close, lost a lot of guns, and that's the kind of thing that tends to happen. You know, you can't underestimate the amount of money you can just waste losing guns early. And speaking of losing guns early, Buzza is going to go down to JDM's op here. Else spots one pushing up in mid. That's Fox, so it's already down to 2. Jason R and Sideoff versus the world of SKDC.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get a frag. Else almost loses his head at Xbox as Sideoff does spot him out. Jason R goes down as he's playing that close angle in double doors, but that's kind of one of those obvious spots that on an anti-eco you're certainly going to check, because anything that's close range is going to be great with your pistol. So close double doors, that's just one of the areas where you expect either on the left or right there's going to be someone close there. So again, he goes down, and a single frag on the round. SKDC coming back here. Again, this is their map choice. SYN opting to start on that CT side. It is going to be a rifle versus rifle round. Sideoff actually eats a bullet as he crosses over, and this actually makes room for a free bomb site. Sideoff's in window, but he isn't able to contest. He's got half HP to his name. Jason R dropped down to 50 HP as well. The 2 close players very lit, and that's exactly why you have to be very careful. The nades come out from Dumore, and he goes down, and it looks like the CTs are literally saving with 4 alive, and I don't blame them at all. B site is actually very difficult, especially they have a late round smoke for double doors that just went in. It just limits the possibilities for where you can go. So already, though, Relic's out on the hunt. We'll see if he can strip away any weapons.
And I don't think they're going to let him get too much here. They got a really good position to try and prevent anything here. And this player in Davey right now boosted up on blue box. I don't think Relics is going to see that coming, and he doesn't. Relics goes down. So even though they've won a couple rounds here, they can't really be too careless with losing these guns, and they're going to lose a lot here. Oh my gosh, Else the only one left. They lost an op as well. That's big. That's a lot of money. You know, the op, obviously, they're going to be able to rebuy it, but that's $47.50 just for the gun, plus the $1,000 for armor, plus all the nades that he might have had. I mean, that's definitely a lot of money. It's an expensive buy here. As you can see, JDM is down to 3,300. He was just at 10K, so maybe a little bit careless there from SKDC, but they did pick up the round. It's going to make it a tie score, 4-4 right now. So SKDC cleaning up a little bit of the mess they started early in this game, trying to regain their composure, maybe take the lead for the first time here in round number 9.
And we do see a bit of a stack here on the CT side towards A, but something's giving them the information, some sort of call, probably Buzza, letting them know to aggress on Cat. So it's going to be Fox and Davey. We'll see what kind of strategy they're going to employ here. Davey's just right in the corner, right by the stairs. Fox at the top of the stairs, and they get none for it. So not a bad setup, but that's the issue with that, is that if you don't get the frags right away, you're probably going to have a lot of Ts right in your face. Every good T side is going to be throwing multiple players at you, not just kind of one by one. So, yeah, they're able to make it work. Sideoff left in a 1v4. And that all came down to that Cat play. They pushed up aggressively on that CT side, and with no flashes, no anything, the idea is that they've got Fox at the top of the stairs waiting, and then Davey basically pounces, and they work an excellent crossfire. But again, didn't develop, and now the situation we see here. And Sideoff's actually going to go for it. Gets dropped by the headshot of Dumore. So 5 rounds to SKDC. And luckily for SYN, they've got some loss bonus. They've lost 5 in a row. So that's why we can see they're able to buy here once again. And they're going with the double op look. It's going to be Fox and Buzza rocking those weapons. And again, Jason R, at least in my mind, is one of their top scoping players. But it's actually Davey that's going to have an MP9 here. So, interesting round about to develop here.
And all of it depends on how you play the map. Obviously, if sYn is not their mid player, he's not going to pick up the op. You can see Buzza was mid, gets taken down by JDM, found the wallbang shot, was able to take him down to 23. Davey actually manages to get a kill on that SMG on Ocean. Else is going to respond, makes it a 4v3, but Else is down to 30, JDM at 23. This is definitely a manageable round here, as long as Synergy doesn't get too cute and peek too many angles, and you can see JDM just creeping along that line in mid, taking down the op, and sYn makes it a 4v2. That's going to put a lot of pressure on these remaining players. Side off and B, they're likely to attack that site right now. They have a man in upper dark and 3 in mid. It looks like they're going for that mid to B execution, so Side off's got to come up big here. He's got to at least get this player in B tunnels and try and shut this down. The push is on, though, and he's probably going to get flanked from window. Dumore spots him out. He gets the first one somehow. Gets the second as well. There's Side off going huge right now. It's now a 2v2. He's holding around in this box in sight. Else pushes up, takes him down, makes it a 1v2. Fox is in mid. JDM is there as well. And Fox is going to pull out that pistol at the worst possible time. JDM in a strong position, shutting it down. But wow, that could have been much worse. Had Side off picked up that last player, it would have been all on JDM. Instead, SKDC is going to pick up that 6th round and give themselves a 2-round advantage, and not so shabby after starting out 4-0.
Yeah, that's definitely a sign of good communication, good morale in your team. You're not fretting on those first rounds, and now JDM picking off Davey. This is an eco from the CT side, hence why we see the aggressing players Fox and Buzza trying to make something work, and it looks like we're seeing a B-side play as well. Actually, I think Buzza was the one in upper. So regardless, lots of aggression. CT's getting dropped and nothing for their work as of yet. Sideoff only has 17 HP to his name. sYn does have full. And he's playing from CT spawn. He actually looks like he suspects some players out long, but that's not the case at all, as we can see. It should be a B-side execute here. And again, Sideoff playing from B-side once again, and that's kind of an angle that he's been peeking quite a bit. So right near the double stack, they expect him to be there, and he is. So it leaves sYn in a 1v5, and the monetary situation is going to be great if they don't lose a single player here for SKDC. Already, they've got 13k on one of their players. sYn will be able to tear the head off a 1. That's Relics biting the dust, but with only one player going down, they've got 16k on Else, 12.5 on JDM. The money is pretty out of control at this point, and you can see why SKDC opted to pick this map. Clearly, they're getting the better end of the exchanges, especially later in this first half.
And you can see, I mean, a lot of it is on the op of JDM right now. I think he picked up the op. As soon as he picked up the op, they started winning rounds. So you can see just how important that rifle is to this team. Having that op on JDM changes the way they play it altogether. And I've noticed this before when I've watched Dust 2 in general. Dust 2, to me at least, is kind of that map where you can watch a team drop the first 5 and then come back and win out. They learn how the opponent is playing and they shut it down, because even though this map has been around for a while, there's so many different ways to play it, but everyone's seen every different way. So all you need to do is learn what your opponent is doing and then counter that. And this is what you see a lot of teams do. They'll lose maybe 4 or 5 rounds, regain composure, and then just go on a tear and just close out. And that's what's happening right now. SKDC has won 7 straight. But they are going to lose a player here early in Ocean, and Else is actually going to get dinged through the door by Davey. So Synergy may be trying to pick one up here after they've been losing quite a few rounds.
Yeah, Davey just did work in long A doors. I've never seen someone bait someone out so, not easily, but he had the better end of both those trades. He made it known that he was there. Both players that ended up peeking him tried to flash their way in with flashes that, quite honestly, they weren't pop flashes, so anybody should be able to avoid those, and he did. And he was even getting cheeky enough that he would stick his barrel out the door to be shown, and then just try and bait them in. So it's going to be Sideoff, though, who is able to connect on 2, and then Davey with the 3rd of the round. So completely shut down there from Synergy, and again, Davey just basically baiting them into the long A house, and they bought it. And 1 by 1 they bought it, important to note. Maybe if they went in 2 at a time, obviously, you can make that trade happen, but round number 13 underway will be another rifle versus rifle. We're reaching the end of the half here. We see a double op play once again, Buzza and Fox, and then JDM obviously on the T side. And like you said, JDM doing work, but we'll see if he's able to make a pick happen here. Mid door is currently smoked off, and a little bit of slow play from the T's, just working their mid control.
And if you actually look at the round kills, JDM had like 1 kill until like round 5. And that was because he was unable to get that off. It's his comfortable gun. It's what he's good with. So it's not really a surprise that now that he's got it, he's picking up a lot of frags. It's going to be important, though. If they lose this round, he still has plenty of money to rebuy. But because of the way the money is on the rest of the team, he might have to buy an AK for somebody else. So you kind of wonder what might happen here if they lose this round. Will they get the op, or will they opt to drop AKs instead? We're going to see Relic start things off nicely, taking off the head of Davey over on Catwalk. It's going to make it a 4v5 right now. Still plenty of time left. 43 seconds on the clock. Bomb on Catwalk right now. There's a player long, and I believe that's 4 players on Cat, so it looks like it's going to be an A execution right now. Fox over towards long, holding down the angle from Carr. Misses the first shot, and that's a big one to whiff on, as now the rest of these players are going to be peeking, and he is going to get punished for that. Relics is going to take him down. Ocean finds the head of Buzza, and now it's on to these 2 players remaining, and they're probably just going to save here. Jason and Sideoff trying to keep those this AK and this M4. But we're going to see Ocean pushing up into T-spawn very aggressively here. He might catch these players out unless they spot him first, and they do. So now it's all about defense here. These players picking up a decent crossfire here. Sideoff and Jason are trying to hold this down if they can and keep these rifles for another round.
Relic, though, will be able to connect on Jason R. So Sideoff left in a difficult spot. He will be able to take down L. So Relics will go down as well, and now it's an expensive round for the T's. JDM's just like, all right, guys, I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. Just kidding. I'm going with my Tech 9. Wow. Some crazy play. We only have 2 rounds left, so the economic damage to at least the T side, it's not as crucial, but definitely there's going to be more money in the pocket of, I believe that was Jason R. left alive. So getting a number of frags, of course, $300 a kill with that rifle. So not too shabby. We do have, obviously, another rifle versus rifle. 2 rounds before the half is over. And SKDC in a bit of a commanding lead, but definitely could be swept away, being that there's only 2 rounds left here. 8-7 would be, obviously, pretty balanced scoreline. This is a bit of a balanced map in that respect, as you can have teams that are comfortable, more comfortable on either side, but although stats would say it favors T a little bit, I still feel like it depends on the team, certainly, and a little bit, obviously, about these teams. Synergy, I feel like they just overall, their team play, you're going to see that they generally are going to have a little bit more team play than the SKDC lineup, as they've been kind of bringing new members. They are a newer roster, so Dumore, though, is going to come up big as Davey goes down in long A house. They're able to even out the player count, and leaving 1 player in long A house. That's Dumore, but spreading out around top mid and such. They haven't really committed to anything. JDM still poking around, hoping to grab a frag through mid, but it doesn't look like it will develop. Fox pops up his head from pit, but he's not able to get a single thing done. Dumore dropped to 6 HP. Relics with another frag, so it's a 4v2. Jason R. finally returns as they're coming up long A.
And Jason R. here is in good position to maybe take down this player through the smoke. That's Dumore down to 6 HP. So all he has to do is get a decent angle, and he's going to catch a nade. Only going to lose 1 HP somehow. Meanwhile, his teammate and Sideoff pushing up Cat right now. They're going to have to spot this player out in sight. It's going to open things up hugely for them. Ocean does get spotted, and Jason R is going to take the peek on JDM. That's the opper down, but Ocean picks up the frag on Sideoff. So now it's on Jason R to make this happen here. A 1v2 gets the first frag. Now it's a 1v1. Ocean holding in sight. He has no choice but to push here, and no kit, no time. That's going to be another round for SKDC. Now 9-5. So at best case scenario right now, Synergy is going to have a 9-6 score. And like you said, this map is T-sided, and I kind of agree that it is, but you also said it could go either way. And I really think that this is a map where you can see 9-6 or an 8-7 score on either side. It's pretty even. It all just depends on what teams bring to the table. And right now, SKDC is bringing their A game, and Synergy has got like a B+. So not necessarily a terrible game from them, but they're going to have to pick things up on their T side if they want to win this map.
Yeah, certainly, and with no money on the field, Synergy, it's a rough look for them in the last round of this first half. This should, by all rights, be another round for SKDC. They're playing a Cat, kind of group-up play from the CT side, but Fox kind of goes down way too early for it to work out, and yeah, it's just going to fall apart from there on out. If he doesn't get spotted out, then definitely it could be a solid play, but SKDC, and they're looking on point at the moment, and obviously as soon as they kind of spot out one player, they know the economic situation, and even without seeing a player, they should be able to... No. Alright guys, so my apologies, but we are back into pistol round, and it looks like it's going to be Else and JSON in a 1v1 situation, and JSON will be able to clutch it for Synergy. So our apologies guys, a little technical hiccup, but we are here, and that is going to be our second pistol round. Synergy picking it up and working the B strat, able to make things work, and again they pick up their 6th round, so that definitely was what they needed to make this even closer. As SKDC, they pick up that pistol round and they start running away with things. So we should see a close map here, but a little bit on the line in the second round. We do see some armor on the CT side, relics with the scout as well.
And yeah, that's the kind of the new meta right now, is picking up a scout. What I don't agree with is Buzza picking up a scout on the other side, and wow, what a shot from Relics, taking the head off of side off. That's going to be a Galil down, so Davey going to go down as well to Doomwar's 5-7, so this eco round working out wonderfully right now for SKDC. This is exactly what Synergy cannot afford here. It's going to be down to the 2 AKs of Fox and JSON. Buzza with the scout to try and clean this round up and make something happen here. And they're going to be making an execute over on A right now, and SKDC is reading this wonderfully. Else around the box here. Multiple players pushed up on ramp. JSON is going to make his way on the platform here, and he's going to get spotted. Relics with the jump scout gets 1. JSON peeks, gets 2, gets traded out, and now it's on Fox all by himself here. A 1v3. He's going to pick up the first one. Peeks almost gets the second in JDM, but Else is going to be there, in a wonderful eco round there from SKDC, giving them round number 11 and breaking the money on Synergy. Huge round for SKDC.
A massive pickup, an absolutely massive pickup. That, yeah, that close game that I was mentioning, that could be gone now with SKDC. Well, it's not quite there. I'm not gonna paint that picture for you guys, but definitely Synergy would have had a much better time. They were able to get those anti-ecos, but as we can see, there was armor on the field. Relics with a scoot as well, as we call it here in Canadian. Else is just pre-tapping down long, and Davey runs right into his crosshair. This is a buyout from the T side, so they're hoping to come back and win a round of their own, but it's not working out at all. They're working a split up long, and Cat, finally JSON will collide with the head of Else. Buzza trying to take down Ocean in mid, and okay, they're making it expensive here, but certainly with Tech 9 armor, they want to take this. So coming up, Cat, Buzza in a really rough position. He's going to be peeking out towards Relics on sight, and he will spot out the head, but Relics smartly gets back under cover. There's no reason for him to peek. Well, there is when his teammates peeking, so here's the crossfire, though. Buzza will go down, but a little bit of maybe a miscoordination there, but Buzza eventually bites the dust. Another round in the favor of SKDC. They made it expensive for the CTs, but with armor and Tech 9s, certainly they're hoping for a round victory.
And not only that, when you let a team get to this round total, not even this round total, this kind of advantage, they're doubling you up, they can afford to drop some money knowing that they can just, you know, close out the map with a few rounds. They only need 4 more right now, whereas Synergy obviously needs to pick up 10, so definitely the ball in SKDC's court right now to shut this map out. And this was their selection, so no surprise that they're picking up steam and feeling very comfortable here. JDM is going to go for that alt buy here in the 3rd round of the second half. Actually make that the 4th round of the second half. And here comes the push into A right now. Ocean gets the first, Doomor gets the second. Buzza is going to find the body of Ocean, but there's a man on the back of Plat, and that's Doomor, and he goes down, so they're going to maybe get this bomb plan here if Signoff can stay hidden, and he does. Else is going to peek window and drop Buzza on platform. It's going to make it a 2v3. And right now, this is already job accomplished for the T side here. They were just trying to get the bomb plant, maybe pick up a few frags, and that's exactly what they did. They're going to get some money in their pockets. Relics and Else retaking the site. They're going to get that defuse. It's going to be round number 13, though, so Synergy's got to be a little concerned because it's only going to take 3 rounds, so even if they have a very tight T side, it's not too unheard of to pick up 3 rounds here and there on the CT side of this map. So this is it here. Synergy really needs to shut this down in this round right now, otherwise this is likely going to SKDC.
Yeah, and the benefit to winning your map choice is you go into the second map, which although is the other team's territory, but you're starting opening up with a nice frag out long, and that's just gonna strike fear in the eyes of sYn. They do not want to go through that territory. Actually, sYn, I don't even know what that was. He was walking backwards through Long A House. There was a smoke there protecting him, but there's something he knows that I don't. I am just confused about that. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about it, because obviously there was something he had in mind that I'm just not aware of. Regardless, side off and Fox pushed up on Cat. Davey working a nice angle towards B, but oh, that nade is going to do significant damage. Oh, thought that was a second one coming out. It's just going to be a smoke, but JDM playing oh so well. He's on point. He gets 3 frags in the round, and now things looking very bleak as Davey bites the dust. sYn, again, I've seen some very nutty things from him before in the past. Most specifically, me and Laser Jesus were doing a match with these guys where sYn was able to clutch a 1v3. The same scenario, obviously minus 2 players, as he was entering into the B site and just got 2 frags through a single box inside of B site and spun around, and before the time expired got a Tech 9 frag through the smoke. It was the nuttiest thing I've ever seen. But it's not going to develop here. As much as I'm hyping up this player, he will be in save mode heading back towards T-spawn.
And obviously they want to try and hold on to this op, and if they can, that's awesome, but they're going to be putting SKDC on 14 rounds. That's just 2 rounds away, and he's going to get spotted out here in spawn. Relics does have 15 HP around the corner, so he's going to get that first one, but here comes the push from SKDC. Right now they're going to try and take this op out of his hands. Not going to get it in the gun of L, so he's going to hold on to it. But at this point, I mean, how much can you do? You're down 8 rounds. You basically need to win out at this point, because if you lose one, it's overtime, but you don't want to lose. You don't want to go to overtime because you've been having a rough map so far. You basically need to win out, and they're going to start things off nicely as Buzza takes down one, but he is traded out immediately by Relics with an op. So here comes the push on long right now. sYn with the Tech 9, not going to find anything. Gets gunned down by Ocean. But Sideoff is going to pick up one. It's going to make it a 3v3, but this is definitely not looking good for Synergy.
Yeah, Synergy. What kind of strategy do they go for? Fox working his way up Cat. They're all so separated as Davey's still picking from T-spawn. They want to try and find one of the CTs aggressing. At the moment, it's not going to come true. A minute left in the round, though, so they do have plenty of time. Fox working his way up Cat. Ocean is probably the most vulnerable player at this moment, being that he's got 17 HP. He's the only one on the A side, although JDM is watching long, so you know what? He might be able to make something work as they are going to peek out, and he gets side off as he's trying to jump across. Fox working his way up elbow, and Davey still is watching the long A flank. So they're not grouped up at all. Finally, Davey prompted to come up long here. Ocean trying to work from CT spawn. He will get spotted out, but missing the shot is Davey, so they do have eyes on one as Ocean will attempt to retake from CT spawn. Relics will be rotating up Catwalk. JDM taking the place of Ocean. And Ocean, I'm not sure why he decided to push all alone, as just now it's going to be Relics and JDM, or rather Relics, taking off the head of Fox, I just assumed, but JDM showing his worth as well. They're going to pick up the round, and that's going to be match point here. SKDC, they're looking to take their map choice, and pretty convincing fashion as well.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to buy here on the side of Synergy and try and stop this, potentially force overtime, but not exactly the best side buy you're going to get. You're going to see Buzza with the glass cannon. Davey only able to get 2 grenades. sYn picking up a smoke and double flash. I mean, it's kind of a mix of grenades. They're going to get AKs and armors, but they're putting a lot of money on Buzza's op and not able to find the frag early right now. They're going to go for a fast B execution here. Ocean right around the corner, and the flash just rains in nades, do tons of damage. Ocean and Relics just cleaning this up right now. Sideoff was going to get one before getting gunned down. Now it's on Buzza here, a 1v4, and that smoke, those flashes, those nades just working out wonderfully for SKDC. Buzza, though, says it's not over yet. Picks up 2 quick frags. Finally dropped by JDM through the crack in the door, and that's it. Map number 1 goes to SKDC. 16-6. An excellent round from them. An excellent map from them, I should say. Picking up their map, but we're going to be moving to the map selection for Synergy, and that's going to be Cash. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, so hang tight, and we will be right back as we go live on Cash.
Alright guys, we are back. SKDC versus Synergy, best of 5 show match here on CS Select. You guys are watching on MLG.TV as well. Excellent service. Thanks for stopping in, guys. We appreciate the support, and we're here to bring you an exciting map number 2. Again, this is Cash, SKDC, and they're able to choose the sides as this is Synergy's map choice. We just saw map number 1, Dust 2, go in the favor of SKDC, so if they can pick up this map number 2, that would be pretty huge for them, as again, you only need 3 to win. That's how the best of 5 format is going, but I did want to let you guys know we've got some giveaways going on. So first and foremost, I'm going to go through the list. There's actually 4 giveaways, so get your notepad out, guys. If we get 500 followers on MLG, and we have 8,000 people watching, so this should be easy peasy. 500 follows on MLG, we'll do an AK Redline field tested giveaway at the end of the broadcast. But you know what? I'm going to mention the other ones, but we're live in the pistol round, so we're going to see how this AXQ takes place for Synergy, as it's actually going to be SKDC playing a complete retake strategy.
This is very reminiscent of the last map where we saw Synergy do this on the CT side of Dust 2, basically giving SKDC long A. And this side, though, we're going to see SKDC giving Synergy the A bomb site here, playing for the retake right now. Smoke strategy from Synergy. They put a lot of money in those smoke grenades, and unfortunately, it's kind of a waste. They're not even going to need them. Fox over towards Forklift. He's going to hear these players pushing up in A main. He's going to get taken down, but Davey picks up 1, trying to flank from Squeaky Door. Kills for Ocean and Relics, but they're going to get responded on by Buzza, who picks up 3. JDM, Ocean, and Relics down. And now it's on Davey to stop. This bomb is being defused. He's got Else in sight. Else 12 HP, no kit. Time is ticking away, and Davey is playing this to a T. Else has to stick this. He has no choice. They did have a kit actually in his possession, but that's going to be the round for Synergy. Very chaotic kind of round we're used to seeing, where things just kind of start going nuts and kills are going each direction, but Synergy picks it up, the first round going their way, and this is Cash, so not really necessary for either side to pick it up. It's not like Nuke, where if you're on the T side, you have to get that T side pistol. On Cash, it can really go either way, so we'll see what happens here as this map gets underway.
Yeah, and this is exactly the strategy we always see. Davey with the MAC-10. And this guy at long range can use a MAC-10, so we'll see how it develops. But one player already down, Jason R, has bitten the dust. Do more will get dropped, so it's Relics and Else with very little HP. We'll have to, I don't know, they might be able to finish off some tears, but Else is actually currently getting in a duel with Sideoff. Sideoff looks like he wants none of it, though, as they're just going to leave him in this position. He does have a Tech 9, so this is a pretty dangerous weapon to try and challenge. And obviously, he is going to be coming hunting for the frags. Probably not going to save that, so they're just going to hold nice angles. But Synergy, they're able to pick up 2 rounds here, and that pistol round is super important for the momentum on their side, being that they lost the first map. They need to make sure that they take their map choice, obviously, as, again, we'll be swapping over to the third map, which is, I need to take a look, it's going to be Overpass. So SKDC picking that, so Synergy, they have the opportunity of taking their map and then moving into the CT side of Overpass. So that would be a lot of momentum for them, but as a third map, and if they drop this map, that's actually a bit of a stressful situation. No room for mistakes on that CT side, but nonetheless, we're still in Cash. It is going to be a third round. Anti-Eco and Jason R. Davey rocking those MAC-10s here once again.
Then we'll see if they can continue what they did in the last round. Obviously, a lot of money if you can get some frags on those guns. And Ocean is going to go down to 15 HP early here. JDM with a Tech 9 in hand. He's going to try and do what he can. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or if he was able to save that. He did save it, so shows how much I pay attention. There's going to be A slow round here from Synergy. They got 2 players pushed up highway, but no action on the bomb yet. They're not really sure where they're going to go, and it does look like they are making their push towards B right now. You're going to see a player in vents already. 2 players pushing up from back of B. 1 more in the vents as well, and this player over on A is just there to try and be a decoy. Else is going to pick up the first frag on Jason R. There's a player up in heaven. That is Dumor, and Dumor with the deagle is trying to find the angle to get the shot, and he's not going to get it. So they are going to get that bomb plant in the B bomb site. Right now, side off on 3 HP. Fox is going to get 1 more. That's Ocean. And it's going to make it a 4v3 here. Side off could potentially get dropped pretty quickly if he's not careful. Could make it even closer. But Davey with the MAC-10, the 3K. Getting aggressive here against those unarmored opponents. That's 4. He almost gets the ace on a MAC-10. And that's going to be mucho dinero, as I like to say. You're going to see Davey at 11K. On just the 4th round. That is insane.
A little bit of money. That's a little bit,
just
right?
Just a little.
Just a little bit. No, they're in a fantastic spot in SKDC. This is the round where they need to grab control of this CT side. JDM does have an op in hand, and he's got armor along with it, so no glass cannon look for him. He will be able to support himself, just in case he gets shot a couple times, but at the moment, Jason R. actually very aggressively pushed up towards Checker. They've smoked off one area. Else is going to lose his life through the vents as they find each other kind of staring at each other in that direction. But it will be the T's grabbing the first frag of this round. JDM just holding in mid. Ocean has found his way up inside of the vents as that's where Else went down. You don't really suspect someone to replace that position. But at the moment, being that the bomb heading into A main, they've got Fox just hanging tight right outside of Squeaky. So we are going to see an A-side play. JDM in great position, though, playing from quad box. Relics actually on the rotate here. So, oh, they're going to buy this fake, and JDM goes down very early on. Buzza drops Relics as well, and this is looking like a saved scenario here for SKDC.
Yeah, obviously they're down to a 2v5 here. They want to hold on to these rifles if they can, because the next round should be an eco round for SKDC. It's important to note, though, this is exactly how the first map started. Synergy got off to a great start. They picked up 4 consecutive rounds. And then it was like, out of nowhere, boom, SKDC figured out what they were doing, and they turned it around. The difference is what side they're playing on. Synergy right now playing on the T side, SKDC on the CT side, and this is Synergy's map selection, so obviously things aren't quite the same as last time. It looks like Synergy is trying to take this map in very strong fashion. They want to kind of set the pace for the rest of this best of 5, and they're doing so right now, picking up the first 4 rounds very easily, and they're only able to save 1 of those rifles on the CT side of SKDC, so this eco is going to be that much harder without that additional rifle. We'll see what they can do here against the double AWP setup that Synergy is bringing to the table. But right now, Synergy just looking really strong. They're playing this very patiently, too. You can see they know that this is going to be an eco round. There's no sense getting too aggressive here, just taking their time. 1:25 left on the clock, and most of them haven't even shown their faces yet. So an excellent play from Synergy thus far.
Oh, Relics finds himself in a really difficult spot, but I like how he creatively flashes himself out. There was a Molotov dropped at sandbags where he's playing, and he got onto the sandbags, flashed himself out, and made the best of the situation, but only was able to take away half the HP of Davey. Side off, though, oh, with 4 HP, so close as Dumor to taking that frag, and you've got to think maybe Else should have peeked in that situation, but he's just going to stay passive here as Ocean, the only player with a rifle on the board. He is in good spot to maybe contest this take as, oh, he misses the shot on Fox. And that is just, that's a little bit hard to watch as now JDM with an M4 in hand. Else in front of him will be able to take down Fox. So side off is actually lit enough that they may decide to go for this. I'd like to see, honestly, Else with that weapon purely because he does have armor as well, but Else only getting 1 before he goes down. Yeah, JDM just bites the dust. So 5-0, Synergy just doing absolute work on the T side of Cash.
And it's important to note, I pulled up the statistics from ESEA for both of these teams. Synergy has played Cash twice this season, winning both games 16-9 and 16-7. On the other side, you have SKDC, they've only played it once, and it was a forfeit, so they didn't even actually play. So that could be a factor here. I even pulled up their scrims. They haven't even scrimmed this map. So they might not necessarily be prepared, especially with this newer roster, to play this map, and you might be seeing that in action here, or maybe just Synergy really catching them off guard with this selection, and this could be just a runaway for them if that's the case. Synergy's already got 5. It's not unheard of, if this is not a map that SKDC is well versed on, that they could pick up at least 10, and then they'd be moving into the CT side with a very heavy margin. So right now, Synergy looking very strong to take this, and again, very patient play for them, not giving too much to the CT side. JDM is in A site behind Red Box with an AWP, but they're not going to give him any free kills. He is going to pick off Fox as he pushes towards Highway right now. And there's still 2 players in sight right now. One pushing up from truck. That's Ocean, who's going to be towards E-Box. Tosses a nade. Molly's going to rain out on quad. This looks like it's actually going to be a B play, though. The 7-man over in B. That's Jason R. He's trying to open things up. Gets the first one. Not going to get the second. The peekaboo play from Else does pay off. It's going to make it a 3v4, but here comes the push from the T side here. And you're going to see a player in heaven already. That's Ocean with the M4 trying to peek. Else is going to get one. Ocean gets another. This round is going to get shut down here. Synergy picking up 1. Picks up 2. Can Davey make this happen? It's a 1v2.
Oh, wow.
Running out of ammo in that duel against Relics. And that's the first round for SKDC. Coming in round number 6, but you can see the money on the T side of Synergy just totally insane at this point. More than enough money to rebuy. And on the other side, SKDC still not looking too hot. If they lose this round, they're going to be back on Eco again, and that could be the springboard that Synergy needs to pick up 3, maybe 4 more rounds. So Synergy is definitely looking really good. SKDC not out of it yet.
Yeah, very crucial round underway. A couple players in A main for the T side. Looks like they're going to be smoking over the wall, heading into that A site. Fox just hanging out with those players. He's cheerleading them on as, no, he's going to pull out his own smoke. So, not just there for moral support. He's going to be tossing one of his own, and we are going to see these rain over 3 smokes and a flashbang that, quite honestly, I don't think that flash does anything. But Else will be able to get Davey as he drops the bomb carrier. He got boosted over mid. I imagine he got boosted over mid. I'm honestly not sure how he got there, but aggressive nonetheless. They're taking into this A site, but the bomb is nowhere to be found, and this is going to be a round that Synergy is going to be looking back at the demo and just be like, scratching their heads a little bit, as Else actually will go down. So you know what? It's not over yet. Buzza in a 1v3. He doesn't have an AWP, and if he just runs straight over to this B site, there might be one player here in Ocean to contest right away, but it will be a one-on-one. No, Dumore will pop the vents, so he's going to drop down and take out Buzza. So a good round there from SKDC, working some aggression. And again, do you know, did Else just get right aggressive through mid-main and basically just come up behind, or was that a boost play? I'm going to put you on the spot here.
I didn't see it,
so
fuck. I don't know. I was watching another player at the time, so I didn't actually see what happened there. But yeah, he was definitely the big player for SKDC in that round, picking up those frags, shut things down entirely. And you can see SKDC, they may not necessarily be well versed on this map, but they understand how it works. They're going to put 2 players in mid, Ocean on sandbags, Else on white box. JDM, that's actually JDM. He was in checker, picking that player who was pushing up on B. So typically when you watch T-Team play this map, they kind of do like a spread and they go for picks. And that's kind of what Synergy's doing right now. And it worked out at first, but it's not necessarily working out so wonderfully now. It is down to a 3v3 as they get the frags in mid to open things up here. But JDM does still have his op, and he's going to be creeping towards Z Connector if he can get there in time. 2 players coming up on Highway right now. And Relics is going to get 1. Gets 2, and now it's all on Fox here, who's in Z Connector with an AK, and JDM must have heard him as he's falling back with his op in hand. He's going to peek, going to get taken down, so going to make it a 1v2 right now. Fox at full HP, so is Relics. Actually, Fox down to 97. Dumore at 35. And the bomb is down over on A by Highway, so Fox just trying to do what he can here for this round. Maybe take some more rifles out of the hands of the CTs. They don't really have the money to lose more. They haven't necessarily recovered from the economy loss they had, losing so many rounds in a row. And Fox is going to get the first one, not going to get the second. Excellent crossfire position there from SKDC. Picking up round number 3, and I gotta say, this feels like the last map. Synergy started off strong, and SKDC just kind of found their rhythm and figured it out, and they just took off from there, and they've picked up 3 in a row here. This is Synergy's chance to kind of shut things down and take momentum back into their hands. We'll see what happens here as round 9 is already underway.
And smokes in mid for the CT side, so we'll prevent a little bit of aggression. Jason R, with only a Tech 9 in hand, they opted to go for a buy, even though he didn't have a heck of a lot, but being that the Tech 9 is so strong, it's basically, we used to call the CZ75 a pocket AK. I don't know what you call the Tech 9 in relevance to another rifle. It's kind of its own breed in some respects, but nonetheless, something like that. You got tons of bullets, and your aim's not too shabby either. But here we go. Smoke's out mid. They are going to be doing the wall of smoke, where you see a lot of teams do this and then split B, but this is actually a complete fake where they run right through the smokes, and the bomb is heading through A main. So the read, though, else will be able to take down side off, and the op of JDM onto Jason R. Op of JDM once again onto Davey. Fox and Buzza trying to make something work, but Buzza is completely Molotov'd out of his position, and he's left in a 1v5 that might be able to make something work if he could get a weapon or two. Again, the monetary situation for both these teams. This is one of those swing rounds where you can see both teams basically losing and going to the eco. So will be the T side in Synergy, but the damage already done in a lot of respects. 5 rounds on the board for Synergy. They're just trying to keep SKDC in a position where if they do take a round, they can force them to eco, and they're still in that spot now.
And honestly, based on the way I've seen this map played, I don't think that 5 rounds is enough. In my mind, I'd say 9-6 is pretty much the necessary round, because this is a very balanced map, and 5, I just feel like, doesn't really give you much room. And we're going to see Synergy picking up a lot of kills on these Tech 9s here. Dumore and Else down, Ocean down to 40, but Sideoff is lit at 9, Buzza down to 49, and JDM with the op is going to take down Sideoff, so now it's on Buzza here. He does have the bomb on his back, and we'll see if he actually opts to push the smoke. It would have been wise. Instead, he's going to get a freebie on Ocean, and that's going to give him the bomb plant as well, as long as he does it now. JDM and Relics on the retake here. It's a 1v2. If Buzza can pick this up, that will be big. He knows that there's one in checkerboard. He's got to plant this. Can't avoid the molly. He somehow gets out of it, and he's going to get naded again. So he's going to go down. The double molly there from SKDC. Excellent play there. Double mollying that, and the barbecue frag, as El says. That was big. I thought for a second he might be able to survive and get the bomb plant. Instead, that second molly came in and just ruined his day. He's going to be a little ticked off about that, but it was an eco round there, so picking up 3 frags, still very successful. Op on Buzza, AKs across the board, plenty of nades as well, so not necessarily the worst round from Synergy.
Definitely not the worst, but yeah, putting that in perspective a little bit, Buzza could have some head armor and some nades as well. Fox, though, he's going to pick off Else, as Else actually attempted to get aggressive. It's JDM, though, with an op that through the small crack in the door was able to drop that player. Jason R looking for the death from above play, but it's Ocean and Relics that are able to take down 2. Ocean with another. Davey left in a very difficult spot here. 1v3s behind the smoke near quad. He's got a number of players just approaching his position. He's trying to find a 1v1 angle, but Dumore wins that duel. And 6 rounds here make it for SKDC. Round 12 about to go underway, and as I was talking about the monetary situation, a couple more smokes, this, that, and the other, didn't really make a difference there. That was pretty much SKDC getting a little bit aggressive, and then the counter-aggression from sYn, as we saw. Obviously, Else goes down. They take that as a cue to go for it, and clearly did not work out in their favor.
Yeah, not exactly the round they needed. They went for that bum rush, and it kind of worked at first. Ironically, the op was down early, but that wasn't their problem there. It was the rifles. They just couldn't get past them. The spam through the smokes just really mowed them down. And again, the rifles doing pretty good work right now for SKDC, as Else gets one early in the round. That's Davey down, but Synergy is going to respond by dropping Dumore. They're going to get the B bomb site here, as there's not another player in sight right now. Getting smoked out in heaven. That is, I believe, Else, who's down to 15 HP. So a nice take here from Synergy. Just kind of waltzing into the B site. Smokes blocking off the vision from CT Cross and from Heaven. So it's time for the retake here from SKDC, and Fox playing towards Vent gets the first one in Else. Buzz is going to be around the corner here to spot these players out. There's going to be one dropping into checkerboards. That is Ocean. Relics pushes at the same time. He's going to get Buzza. Side off manages to polish off Relics with a nice headshot, and Fox is going to pick off JDM, so that is another round for Synergy, and I'd say if they can pick up one more, that's going to be everything they need. If they get 7, the reason I say that is they're actually at the bare minimum. But if they take this round, they're breaking the money of SKDC. This is one of those things we call a swing round. Both of these teams are playing heavily into this round because whoever loses this is going on eco. And obviously right now the money on the side of Synergy gave them a lot more flexible buy. You're going to see JDM just with a pistol, else with the FAMAS and body armor. Not a lot of nades, only 2 kits. So this could be a very easy round for Synergy to pick up as long as they play this carefully. And that could put SKDC on an eco looking at 7-6. Synergy could pick up that 8th round, and that would guarantee the halftime lead. So definitely a big round right now, and it looks like the A execute is on as smokes are going to rain over, and it actually is going to be a fake. Looks like they're going to make their way up mid.
Oh, Ocean playing underneath the boost. Buzza is there to trade, but oh, he finally gets the frag with the Tech 9. But Ocean in such an opportune position as they fake A. Like you were saying, the smokes ran out, but they just jump into mid instead. So now they're opting for a B site, and this is honestly about as telegraphed as you could put it. It's going to be all the CTs as Else is able to pick up 2, JDM with 1. And again, after you fake that A site and you get dropped in mid and you just continue with that B take, again, it's pretty telegraphed. They had 3 CTs ready and waiting, and they're able to mow down the T side. So 7-6 the scoreline, and certainly that swing round, now we see how sYn is on the eco. SKDC really needed to have that advantage coming into this next round, as 9 rounds on the T side. Well, again, they wouldn't have picked all those up necessarily, but definitely poises themselves for it. JDM getting aggressive and losing an omp to an eco. This is where things could spiral out of control very quickly, but no, Relics, he's able to put down these players. It's going to be side off. Oh, he does pick it up once again. So the dangerous weapon, obviously, still in play here. It's actually side off left alone, and he can do so much damage all by his lonesome. Now in a 1v2, trying to get the bomb planted.
He's got plenty of time here. These players obviously going to play very carefully, knowing he's got the AWP in hand. He's going to spot one and makes it a 1v1, and he's got Else dead to rights here. Else pushing up from Catwalk, or from Highway for that matter, down to 48 HP, and he's going to spot him out. Will he get the kill? Oh, no.
Wow.
Side off whiffs on the shot. That was his frag to take. And instead, Else gets it. But still, that was an eco round. And the damage they just did to SKDC's economy is huge. If you look at the money across the board, they're not looking so hot. So coming into the final round here, it's going to be not necessarily the strongest buy from the CT side of SKDC. Yes, they can buy up and get the rifles and get the nades, but it's not necessarily the best buy. We'll see what they do with their money. On the other side, though, Synergy, all the money in the world to buy up here. They got an AWP, actually Fox a little bit weak, and Buzza as well, picking up an AWP, no armor, going for that glass cannon. Fox with the scout instead. But still, like I said, Synergy's at the bare minimum here, so if they pick up this round and get 8-7, that's great. If not, 9-6 is not a terrible score on this map. That's kind of the safe score regardless of what side you're on, because depending on the teams playing, you could see 9-6 CT or 9-6 T. It's basically like Dust 2. It's very similar to that.
We're going to see an A-side play here. JDM in, it's kind of a surprise position, but he's a sitting duck if he misses, and we do see him able to make it down, but Jason R is going to tear off his head as he does another one of those death from above plays. They boost themselves up on that red box. It's now a 2v3. Relics goes down. It's going to leave Dumore in a very rough spot. He's going to be peeking out of Z connector. Nice flick onto side off. He's got 34 HP to his name, but the problem is without a kit and this crossfire, this might be one of the hardest retakes that could present itself. So working his way up, and yeah, it's going to be Buzzer just holding a tight angle from quad, not even giving Dumore an opportunity. So 8-7, certainly a good scoreline for Synergy, as I don't know, sometimes we see CTs getting a little bit better of the end of the stick, but with only 8-7, certainly they will be happy moving over to the CT side.
Absolutely, and you know, based on what we saw, even though the round score kind of fluctuated throughout the entire game, 8-7 is probably what the score belongs at. Based on the rounds that I saw, even a lot of rounds that were won were coming down to 1v1s and 1v2s, so it was a very close half. SKDC not really looking too hot on their CT side, but Synergy starting off strong and kind of tapering off towards the end. They did up 2 more, but they picked up the first 5, so only picking up 2 rounds across 10, not necessarily ideal. They're going to try and pick things up where they left off in the early first half here, as this A execute is already on from SKDC. Bomb planted and all players still left alive.
Oh yeah, I like that play as well. They planted that smoke right out in the open, so post-plant's going to be really nice for them. Already rushing the site, though. We see Buzza and Ocean are playing Ring Around the Rosie. Fox was like watching the thing in awe, and now Sideoff is left in a 1v2 where approaching the bomb, but Ocean playing the smoke. The problem is he's in a very difficult spot. Sideoff's just confused by the smoke, though, and now Ocean peeks out. Does he have his teammate with him? And Sideoff, what are you doing? He balls out. I don't even know what just happened there. Mog, try and explain that to us.
Well, basically, he couldn't do anything. He was,
yeah, exactly.
I think he ran out of ammo. He needed to reload.
Yeah,
he knew that there wasn't enough time. He just was like, whatever, I'll just see if I can get lucky. And he just stuck the defuse. He kind of was like throwing his hands up in the air. Well, like,
exactly.
That's the Tech 9, so what am I going to do? And that's unfortunate because it looked like those shots should have hit and they just weren't connecting on his USP. And the Tech 9, I mean, that play is catered around the Tech 9. The second you see the Tech 9 nerfed, that play will probably change very greatly because you can't not necessarily have body armor across the whole team. You need to have maybe 1 or 2 players who try to be like the tanks, so to speak, the guys that can take a lot of shots. So you kind of want to have at least 1 or 2 guys that can do that, maybe even just 1. You know, putting that many Tech 9s on the board, you're kind of playing a lot into the fact that you're not going to get hit, and that's the idea behind a smoke strategy, is not getting shot at. So that's what they're doing there, and by getting in close range with that ridiculous gun that they call a Tech 9, they're definitely guaranteeing themselves at least 2 or 3 kills because the gun is just completely broken in its current state. We're going to see an A execute right now from SKDC, or at least it appears that way. Bomb over towards Squeaky, 2 in A main, 2 in Squeaky. They got a double man hold on quad right now and 1 up on the catwalk in Jason R, so they're kind of set up for this. We'll see what they do here. JDM's going to get the first one, but he is lit down to 11 HP as is Ocean. Else picking up the second, Ocean getting the third. But there you go, Sideoff cleaning up there. He's playing the garbage man, getting 3 quick frags. Davy's going to get one as well, and now it's all on Else. Pushing up on Highway, it's a 1v2. 84 HP, the scout shot's going to connect. Sideoff peeking, excellent team play there from Synergy, and that's going to completely obliterate the money on the T side of SKDC, and that's best case scenario there for Synergy. Now they're going to have 2 eco rounds to face off against and take that lead, go up 10-9. Definitely what they needed to do after losing that pistol.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to see a B-side play. Eco round from SKDC after dropping that very important round for their momentum. But smoked off right now. They're going to be taking their time right behind the smoke. Jason R already in a very nice position in vents. So if they do opt to go for this play, the CTs are ready and waiting with a bit of a triangle of death here. Jason R from vents. They've got Buzza playing in heaven, Sideoff from sight. So again, like I said, a bit of a triangle of death here. A flashbang comes in that does not prompt Jason R to drop just yet. That vent has not been popped. Here it goes, though. Jason R with 1. Make it 2, as they are going to be making their way into checkered. It's actually Ocean that cleans up Sideoff. So Buzza, the only one left in this triangle I was speaking about, and not able to make anything work, so momentum now back in the T's favor. It's going to be Fox left in a 1v3 with a scout in hand. Granted, he's got a kit, but this is probably worst case scenario for him as he slowly walks up from CT spawn, but he will be opting to save. Again, he's got so much equipment on him. Well, one of the flashes go away. Not a big deal, though. Not a ton of money there, but still has a smoke. He's got full head armor. He's got a kit, scout in hand. Just going to be heading back, saving that weapon. But back and forth we go here. SKDC picking up the 18th round, and that will be round number 10 for them. A 2-round advantage in their favor.
That's just one of those Y rounds for me. You know how strong the Tech 9 currently is. Why pick up a scout when you know that's what you're going to face? You know it's going to be just an absolute bum rush on you regardless of where you're holding. Why have a scout? Why have a player with a pistol only? You need to buy up in those situations. You need to try and get something better than a pistol. Because the reality is, in a 1v1 duel, the Tech 9 is going to beat every pistol, maybe outside of the Deagle if you get a nice shot. So you just can't bank anything. You can't expect that that's going to be an easy round, a free round, save up to buy the AWP in the next one. You can't play like that. You need to play the round at hand. You can't play the round coming up. You can't play 2 rounds ahead of yourself when you're facing off against the Tech-9 Eco, and that's what happened with Synergy there. They got caught off guard. They thought that was going to be a giveaway round, and instead they get taken out here. So they're going to be on the Eco here in round number 19, and they've already got the first frag of the round. That's Relics down, but Davey down to 17. He's going to be careful here over towards Squeaky Door. He's getting a lot of attention going his way. He is going to manage to escape here somehow as Else comes around the corner with the Galil, trying to spot him out with the spray. Still a slow round here from SKDC. Not really a whole lot happening for them. 3 players on the CT side holding down A, and one of those players is actually rotating back towards the B bomb site right now, and that's actually perfect timing as that is where the bomb is headed. The 0 man right now, that would be Buzza. He's going to find his way into vents, and he could be a big player for this team if he can shut this down. Dumore is going to be smoking into sight, kind of giving away what's happening right now. Smokes and flashes rain in. Buzza's in great position to shut this down. Davey almost takes down Dumore, but dropped Buzza. Here we go. Buzza picks up 2 with the P2000. Side off is there, and oh my god, we're going to see another eco trade here as Synergy. It's all down on JDM right now. Synergy picking up 4 frags, 2 for Buzza, 1 for Fox, and 1 for Side off. And what are we watching here, Sprawl? Back to back to back eco wins?
Yeah.
What?
Honestly, I don't know what SKDC was doing in that round. They, at least from my perspective, they should have had that default play when you're watching someone from Squeaky, you're watching a main as well for their aggression, because that's what's going to happen. Synergy's going to get aggressive somewhere, and they allowed Fox to peek out of Squeaky and get so much intel with another player on top of that, and they were just, there was so many softened up players from Fox just peeking around corners and hitting shots that for the pistol players, it's pretty easy peasy. Buzza, he only had to take a couple shots to put down those players, so big round there for sYn, throwing it back in their favor, but you've got to wonder, yeah, both these teams playing a little bit of awkward anti-ecos, not exactly sure how they want to make it work, and not to discredit kind of the plays of the other team, but certainly kind of unorthodox anti-ecos coming out. But round 20, it's going to be 10-9. They're making it close at the very least, and obviously from a spectator's perspective, can't really go wrong with that. Makes for some exciting matches going back and forth. We don't really know who, well, we know who's ahead, obviously, but it is very close at this point, 10-9, and we're going to see, obviously, SKDC with rifles here. They're going to be approaching A main and going for an A-side execute.
And we're going to see this player over on quad box right now with the scout. Tags 2 players, but he is going to get rushed. That is Fox down. Ocean picks off Jason R. Davey there with the op to connect on Relics, and JDM makes it a 2v3. But again, the scout buy. Why buy a scout when you know exactly what's coming here? The Tech-9 push. It's so frustrating as a caster to watch because the Tech-9 is just so broken. And you know that they're going to rush you and they're going to get in close range and you're not going to be able to do anything. So again, Synergy making a bit of a mistake here. Hopefully cleaning up for it is Davey, though. He's got 3 on the round. Sign-off is going to get the other 2, so these 2 players doing everything here for Synergy. A very expensive round for them, but they are going to be able to tie it up at 10-10, but still, those scout buys, they're so questionable now that the game has the Tech-9 in its current state, because with these Tech-9s being the way that they are, it's just so easy. You lose 1 player maybe to the scout, probably only going to get 1 player low, then you're right up on him with Tech-9s in hand. I mean, it's so easy to take down those scouts, so it's just foolish play, and it's a big mistake. I think that meta is actually changing just because of the Tech-9, so I think a lot of teams are going to stop buying those scouts after winning a round. It's going to be only reserved for the ecoing team.
Davey's getting cheeky here. He smokes into A main and boosts on that so favorable box on the inside. A main spots over the smoke, gets himself a frag, and retreats. So not a bad play at all, but eventually he goes down to the Tech-9 of Dumore. Jason R collects on 2, though, make it 3. So it's going to be sYn moving up to 11-10. This is their map choice, so obviously they want to take it, as they're going to be moving into Overpass next, which is SKDC's map choice. So, guys, I do want to let you know that we do have some giveaways going on. Right now, we're doing the follower stuff, so if you guys click that little heart button, it would be much appreciated. At 500 follows, and I think we're pretty much there. We're pretty darn close. AK-47 Redline field tested at the end of the cast, but we also have a Glock Water Elemental being given away on Twitter. So that's CS_select and Coop KCS. If you guys follow both of those, retweet Coop KCS's tweet about that Water Elemental. That's all you need to do to enter. And we'll be giving away that later as well. But back into the match here, we do see a B-side play. Relics, the only one who's... Oh, I love this play. Oh, that's beautiful to watch. Relics dropping that Molotov in events, forces a player out. JDM's waiting for the peek on the B side, and that opens up this round for them. Side off, playing from headshot, has his work cut out for him. He goes down to do more right away. Davey, though, on the flank, will be able to get rid of Relic. So now, player back in the vents, and that flashbang coming out, but Else turns away, and that was crucial, as obviously if he bites that flash, gets white screened, not the situation he would want, but Buzza now getting spammed through the grate. He's left in a 1v4, and he's in a really difficult spot. If he wants to save, he needs to escape here, and that's going to be a good start, as, oh, it's going to be Ocean, though, able to tear off his head, and back and forth we go, 11-11, the scoreline here.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, even if you picked up that kill, he was getting flanked from mid. It was going to be very hard to hold on to that op, and even if he gets those kills, chances are the bomb blows before he can get away, so... He loses the op regardless of what happens. He just might have been able to do more economic damage to the T side of SKDC. Instead, though, SKDC holding on to those guns, picking them off. But it's still a full buy here from Synergy. They had plenty of money, but this is going to be another one of those swing rounds here. It looks like SKDC not really going to be in a good position here for a buy if they lose. Neither is Synergy, and what a perfect swing round to have when you're at a tie score of 11-11. Coming into round number 23 here. Some presence on mid from SKDC. We see JDM boosted up in mid. One more boosted on Redbox. That's Dumore. Ocean back there as well. Relics sort of creeping over on the A bomb site towards Squeaky Door, and it looks like it may be an A execute as Else has rotated back out of B right now. So we're going to see maybe a 3-2 split here as two players do appear to be making their way over towards Squeaky Door right now. That is Else and Ocean. And they are opting for those smokes over on the A bomb site. We'll see if this is going to be a fake or an actual execution. We do see 3 players in main, so it looks like this could be the real deal. And they are going to be set up for this insight here. Fox holding down quad box with the AWP, and unfortunately he's going to get smoked out. So this player over on Forklift is going to have to come up big, hiding behind the smoke. That's Davey, and here comes the execution from SKDC. Jason R spots one through the smoke, but bomb is going to be freebie planted by Ocean, just sitting in that smoke. So excellent play here from SKDC. But it is a 5v3 hold right now. And Davey just sitting on Forklift. He hasn't even moved just yet. Jason R gets another one, but now it's on JDM and Dumore. And Dumore's going to go down. JDM just cleaning up with his ult. Picks up 3, but it doesn't matter. They lose the round. And that's going to give Synergy the lead. And it's going to be an eco with only JDM holding onto his gun from the previous round. So that's best case scenario for Synergy there. They're finally hoping to take more than a round's advantage here, unless they lose to another eco, which at this point, I'm not saying that an eco round is a guaranteed victory for either team.
Yeah, that round, a little bit ridiculous. I bet if you asked Ocean how many people were in the site, he would have no idea. When in reality, there was like 3 or 4, like surrounded. There was just so many smokes that, yeah, you got the bomb down, but with no site control, it's really difficult to find a post-plant position that way. So, anyhow, we got an eco plus an AWP. So how do they decide to make that work? It looks like they're trying to work an opening. JDM, obviously, with that op in hand. He's been fairly on point. Not necessarily at the very top of his game, I feel, but he's definitely been doing work for his team as he's got 20 frags in this round. But it's actually Davey on the flank that... Oh, the jig is up. JDM goes down. Dumore from long range is able to take his head off, and now they'll be able to collect his rifle, but all the information. Fox now pushed up from mid-main as well, and ooh, they might be actually able to get a crossfire on him, but Ocean will go down. Now they know his location, obviously, but how do they peek it is the question. They're stuck in a really rough spot. He drops that Molotov at quite possibly the worst time. Again, he's trying to keep them out of that lane of attack, but if they can catch you with it still, kind of your arm retreating back, That's not a good spot. So 3v3 as this eco round turns into a very interesting one. Some aggressive play on both sides, but the B site will be the one to contest. Buzza hits Else on the cross. Relic's now trying to hold. He misses the shot, though. Do more spotting out side off, but he peeks on to Buzza. Side off ends the round. So Synergy poised to take this map number 2 and put us to a 1-1. But we will have another AK-47 round coming out for SKDC. No op on JD. No, I lied. He's going glass cannon.
Yeah, and you're going to see Relics with the Galil as well, because Relics had the op from the previous round, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not really sure all of what entailed there, but Relics didn't have enough to buy the AK. And it's going to be a light AK buy from SKDC here. You don't see a whole lot of nades on this team. A couple of smokes, a flash or two, maybe some grenades, but that's about it. JDM with the glass cannon, he's going to be the big player here. Obviously, with that glass cannon, he can't afford to take shots. He's got to hit the shot before he can take any damage, because that aim punch could just throw off his crosshair too much. Else is going to get the first frag of the round on Jason R in mid. That's going to open up highway for the T squad, and you're going to see Relics taking advantage of that now. He pushes up heavily, but not a whole lot there right now as Synergy playing a very interesting set of defense right now. We see Davey on the long flank in mid here. He's going to be able to catch his player in vents off guard as long as he gets there in time. Sideoff picks up too. That's what he's been doing so far in this match here. Buzza gets one with the op at close range, just shotguns Else. Davey cleans up the last two as he flanks, and that's an excellent round from Synergy there, and that's money in the bank for them. And the opposite for SKDC, it's going to be another eco round, so Synergy could take the 15th round and potentially this map, going up 15-11. Obviously only needs one more, and that would be huge for them, because they'd be moving into map number 3, which is Overpass, where they've actually beaten SKDC. These two teams faced off against it in SEVO early in the season, and Synergy won. And Synergy has actually won all of their games on Overpass with pretty good margins, whereas SKDC barely winning multiple games, 16-13, 16-12, I think, in ESEA, so not necessarily an easy map for them. Maybe they've practiced it more, maybe this new roster is a little bit better at it, but I'm pretty interested to see what's going to happen on that map, as I actually love Overpass.
Yeah, agreed, and like you had mentioned, I'm not sure if that's pre or post roster changes, but certainly might be a bit of a different look here, but also maybe the lack of practice as well on that map. But here comes the Tech 9 play that we're oh so fond of. It's going to be Fox, though, able to connect on Else. The bomb has been planted in the smoke. Buzza with number 2. And this is just not a great spot here, even with these Tech 9s. This is really, really rough. They didn't have control. The problem with that play is that they never have control of the site, so even players that are still alive inside a site, they have a pretty good time retaking, especially if you can't find them in those first few seconds after you get the bomb down. They're able to hold, stay still, or rather, stay alive, and then their teammates come and help the retake. So it's going to be 15 rounds here for Synergy. And just to add to how you were saying Synergy has that advantage on Overpass, just the experience and those map scores and such, they get to start on the CT side. SKDC picked that map, so we'll see how that works. They're starting on the very favorable CT side, but we're seeing a boost up mid. Davey trying to go for some pressure, and he is able to take down Dumore and falls back. Perfect play, picture perfect, if you will, as now they just need to fall back. No, he's actually going to go for it again, so Davey not going to go with just one, and they're actually waiting, it looks like. We've got Ocean at White Truck, hoping that he can get a pick, but it's actually Fox that, because they're so focused on him, they're able to work even more aggression. So Fox is able to land one. Davey, once again, his second kill from this boost spot. Make it 3. It's going to be Relics left, and Davey just falls and finishes the map. So 4 kills for him on the round, 16-11. We're going to see map number 3 here. It's going to be Overpass, like we suggested. It will be SKDC starting on the T side. It's their map choice. And obviously Synergy able to start on that CT side. So guys, we're going to take a very short break, about 5 minutes here, and then we will be jumping into Overpass. Grab a quick drink. Alright guys, we are back. It is going to be map number 3 here. We are at a 1-1 scoreline. SKDC has chosen this to be our map number 3. Hence, Synergy starting on the CT side. And, yeah. My name is Sprawl. By my side is Bach. And we are more than excited to bring you the rest of this best of 5. It is a show match brought to you by CS Select. Again, we can't say enough about how awesome this is that CS Select is putting these on. So definitely shout out to them, and thanks for bringing us on here. Definitely, if you got ideas for show matches you want to see, let them know, because they are more than happy to cater to what the audience wants to see. But regardless, we see the pistol round underway. We're going to have 3 heading up mid for SKDC. They've got 2 players, the bomb carrier being one of them, out long, but it looks like Buzza is going to stuff this at least momentarily as they try and get into a trade with him.
He does pick up 2 before going down. Ocean and Relic's going to connect on Buzza and side off. Fox is there, though, to get 2 frags. Ocean and Relic's down. Now it's on Doomer here in a 1v2. Picks up the first one. Makes it that 1v2. Davey down to 3 HP. Does have a kid. Doomer is going to get the plan here, but Jason R and Davey looking pretty good to retake this. Doomer's got a lot on his back here. Flash is going to rain into the site. Not going to do a whole lot. Davey trying to find the angle on this player behind the box, as is Jason R. Doomer is just playing the clock right now, and wisely so. The kit is on Davey, but he is well out of position if he's to go down right now. Doesn't matter. Jason R is going to push in and take him down anyway. Plenty of time left for the defuse. So that's going to be the first round going to Synergy. That's now 5 pistol rounds for Synergy. They have not lost a pistol round yet, and you can tell how important those rounds are, because even though they lost us too, a lot of that comeback on the other map was the fact that they kind of started building momentum with that pistol round until we saw that crazy eco trading going back and forth. But a lot of that is just Synergy very good with pistols. They lost the anti-eco and then picked up the eco and then lost the anti-eco, and it just was a back and forth. There was so much going on there, but right now Synergy picking up the first round here, and that's a pretty tough situation for the T's to recover from.
The pain train underway, though. Elsa's going to be leading that charge. They're heading into Ganell, and they've bought up armor and the Tech 9, so this could definitely work out. But Davey and Fox stuffing it here. Davey with another Relics, though, connects, making it a 1v3, and he's getting a little bit cheeky here as he's actually going to rotate out. He's got so much time to play with, and this is actually a very clever move from Relics, as he's hoping that one of these CTs just gets aggressive, trying to hunt for information as to where Relics actually went. And you can see side off is he's thinking about it. He's playing from Toxic Barrel, so not exactly too aggressive, and actually dropping that smoke grenade. Ooh, Relics opting to push through it. This man, the courage on this guy, and it works out for him. He's in a 1v2 where they still have Fox in heaven, but with 14 HP. Oh, Relics, come on, buddy. You can hit this long distance shot. Fox is not going to get peeky, though. He's going to wait for his teammate Buzza on lower. Baiting the plant, though, and that's going to be it. Through the wood. And it's going to be Fox cleaning up the round, but expensive one. But there was obviously armor and Tech 9s on the field. So SKDC, they come close within arm's reach, but aren't able to close that round.
And that was way more destructive than it could have been. That should have been an easier round for Synergy, but Relics just went nuts with the Tech 9. Picked off a lot of kills in that round. I think that was 4. No, it was 3. He picked off 3 because there was 2 left, so what am I talking about? Math is hard. Nonetheless, SKDC almost picked up that round. Instead, this round is going to go all side off there with the FAMAS. Picks up the first 4, and now it's on Relics here. Sile's going to be hunting down that ace. Davey's going to drop to Relics yet again, the Tech 9. Just very strong pistol here. No armor on Relics, though, so side off is just trying to find the angle, and he's going to get spotted, but he knows everything about where Relics is playing. Buzza pushing from Long Park, picking off Relics. An excellent round there for Synergy. And that's the kind of rounds you need on the CT side. You don't want to give SKDC too much money moving into these buy rounds, because you know that that AWP is going to come out on JDM, and we do see it bought here. So JDM picking up the AWP here in round number 4, and we'll see what kind of presence he puts on this map.
Yeah, definitely needs an aggressive AWP look, and that's something that he's definitely capable of here. Buzza holding up very close, and of course on the CT side, of course, you could just play sites, but it is much more, or just much easier for yourself if you create kind of these lines of defense where you can post up and then get in contact, fall back hopefully with your life, and frag if at all possible, and then make it back to site, weaken them up before they can actually approach that A site, as it's a little bit different beast than what we've seen previous to the changes, but nonetheless, I digress. Relics hanging out in mid right now. They've got the bomb heading down the stairwell. Might come out into the construction, else playing from tracks. So it looks like they are going to rendezvous near this B site. Who's going to be defending, though? It's Jason R. and Davey hanging out with a decent crossfire. Davey's going to peek up and get information, but he's spammed through the wall. And again, there's a lot of spammable locations similar to what we just saw there. So Davey peeks up, gets information, but Dumore puts him away, and now they are poised to take this B site.
And you can see a lot of map knowledge here from SKDC, dropping that smoke into upper. Dumore's going to push in and connect onto Jason R. Going to do a bit of damage onto Ocean as he pushes in to get that bomb planted. It is a 3v4. Fox picks off Ocean. And Dumore down to 5 HP. He's going to go down to Fox as well, who's playing in pit. Tries to peek and take down the planner. Not going to get it as JDM with the op does manage to connect. So now it's a 2v3 here. It's going to be Buzza and Sideoff versus Else, JDM, and Relics. JDM with the op does find one frag on the round. He's going to find the second on Sideoff, and now it's on Buzza, who goes down to Else. So that's the first round for SKDC. Coming in round number 4, the first bye for them. SKDC's got to be thrilled. You never want to lose that round, because it's just going to guarantee more rounds on the CT side, and this is a momentum-based map. The more rounds the CT side gets, the worse it's going to be for you. So SKDC got to be thrilled about that one, but they need to continue on that. They need to keep the pace, pick up 1 or 2 more, and get those anti-egos that they're going to inevitably face. They need to get at least 4 rounds, maybe 5. That's kind of like the bare minimum for this map. Anything past that is excellent T-side for them, so being as this is their selection, I expect to see at least 3 rounds from them.
Yeah, as they're well on their way here. Kind of posted up at the moment. Sideoff playing from the stairwell. Davey working a crossfire with him. So we'll see if Ocean opts to push up here. He's going to be nading off, but not exactly the spot that Davey was hiding in. Relics do more. They're going to be pushing from top stairs, and that's a great play from them, as, again, that was where the crossfire was, but Davey with 2. Finally, Ocean is able to take them down, but running down the stairs is always rough when you get into a firefight, as your accuracy is just not good at all when you're standing on stairs. So, well, standing still, of course, is fine, but the running movement, obviously, not so hot. They do have the advantage, though. It's a 3v2, and Buzza's actually posted up in the washroom. So Jason R gets a peek, and he will receive some valuable information about the location of SKDC. Bomb heading up into the B site. Jason R on the flank, and this could be huge for him. He's got an eye on... Oh, I just don't know why he decided to take that peek quite yet. He knew JDM's location. Maybe could have moved up a little bit closer. Obviously, he doesn't know the location of the rest of the players, but now Buzza in a 1v3. He's going to be heading up through the smoke. Else, though, watching as he will go down. So, another round on the board. SKDC, they fight off the force buy of Synergy. Again, they only had 2 pistols and some rifles, so now their economy completely busted.
And Jason R could have been a big player for Synergy that round. I don't know why he took that shot. Either he knew that that player was not looking. He might as well try and wait for the better angle, maybe push up a little bit more, get the line of sight. Instead, he puts a body shot on JDM and does, what, like 10 damage? What is that going to do for you in the long run, in the grand scheme, in the big picture? And obviously all it did was give him the information to turn and take him down. So JDM did find the shot, and instead of that round being a much more manageable 2v2, it came down to a 1v3, and Synergy wasn't able to clean it up. So yes, they are going to be on a full eco right now. No nades, pistols across the board, not even a single defuse kit, so not necessarily a good round for Synergy. They need to pick up at least 2 frags. Can't let the bomb be planted because they can't really defuse it. And they are going to be doing this 4v5 as Buzza goes down with a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, here we go. Split towards the A site. It is fairly contested, though. A number of counter-terrorists in here. Actually, Fox is below, so that is my mistake. Obviously, some vertical aspects to the map make radar a little bit rough, so nothing new to me, making some mistakes, but nonetheless, A-side push underway. Side off from sight. He's going to take down Else. But we'll see if anything else can develop. Jason are hopping through at Electric Box, and now Fox is walking through the smoke as well. And those smoke plays, obviously, unless you completely catch them off guard, if they're standing right there, they're going to be able to see you way before you see them. Just the general mechanics of the smoke. Although I think it's been fixed a little bit more, but that's the idea, obviously. You don't want to allow someone to just walk through the smoke and you don't have an advantage for putting that down. 3-3 our scoreline, though. SKDC on the T side, this is fantastic for them. 7 rounds in, and they're on 3. So this is fairly T-sided. To be honest with you, I haven't really watched it enough to really say, especially with all the changes that we've seen, to say exactly what scoreline you're looking for, but I think you were suggesting maybe 4 on the T side. I think that's pretty fair, and with that first shot onto Jason R, they're well on their way there.
Yeah, I'd say this map is pretty much 11-4, 10-5 is pretty average. Those score lines, anything more than that is icing on the cake. Right now, Synergy's really struggling because they picked up those rifles in this round, but they weren't really able to do a whole lot with them. They weren't even able to really get a good strong buy because of the fact that they didn't do much in their eco rounds. The anti-ecos from SKDC were very good, and right now, this is what SKDC would be looking at had they picked up the pistol round. They'd be looking at 3 rounds. So they got to be happy that they were able to bounce back from whatever funk they were in and pick up 3 rounds. They're going to lose some rifles here, but not really that big of a deal as they have plenty of money on their side. But picking up the 4th round here in round 7, they got to be happy. If they can get 5, that's like, you know, cruise control at that point. They picked up 5 rounds on the T side. Anything more than that is amazing. Synergy has to stop the bleeding at some point. They're going to find an op. They got a couple rifles on the board. It's going to be kind of a mixed buy here as 2 players are probably going to be stuck on pistols. But still, you kind of wonder, at what point does this get out of hand? If SKDC gets another one, the money on Synergy is going to be broke again. So they're going to be potentially ecoing yet again, and SKDC could pick up a 6th round. And then things are definitely getting out of hand. SKDC could just run away with the T side. But you never know. This map could end up being T-sided. It just all depends on the teams playing it.
Certainly. As we're going to see, Else just kind of posted up out near B Ocean, kind of working the stairwell area. Once again, this seems to be their default play. Do more up with Relics. And we were talking a little bit on the break. These are kind of the 2 players that have the most synergy as they have been on previous lineups together. Obviously, Else and Ocean as well, being on SKDC for a while, but nonetheless, they have partnered up here, and it's going to be Relics flashing Dumore into the bathrooms area. They're going to clear it out. There's actually no one posted up there, so Buzza is going to be the closest line of defense with side off, just jumping away on sight, hoping to spot someone out here, but with 35 seconds left, Buzza's going to take down Dumore to start things off. A nice, careful peek out long. Oh, and a flick shot onto JDM. That was a nice one. As they're trying to approach this site, Buzza goes down via Relics, so might have an opportunity, but only one player behind him. It's actually going to be a flank from Else, and it's going to be Ocean, though, opening up the site. He's now in a 1v2. As I flipped over to Else's camera, I'm not going to lie, but Ocean, getting cheeky, goes through the smoke. Oh, but Jason R is waiting on the stairwell. So a nice heads-up play from Jason R. Ocean, again, trying to get tricky with it, and he will be put away, but lots of damage done nonetheless. 3 frags at a bomb plant on a heavily favored CT side map. You definitely feel all right with that.
Yeah, you can't really complain about the fact that they were going to pick up multiple frags. It wasn't like it was an eco round, so obviously very expensive there for both teams, coming down to the 2v1, but they do get the bomb plant. They had money stacked up, but you can see the kind of effect that these buys are now having on the team. JDM at $0 after picking up his trusty op, and he's the player that's really kind of not really performing at typical JDM standards right now. Only 3 frags, and I believe 2 of them came in 1 round, so he's only had 1 kill outside of 8 rounds. So I'd say 1 kill outside of 7 rounds. So that's not necessarily a statistic you want to see from a player like JDM, who's largely considered a star AWPer. The rest of the team is doing fairly well, though. You see Relics as the top fragger for the T side at 9-5. Davey at 8-5 on the CT side, but the kills still pretty even at this early in the game. Right now, though, Else is going to go down to Davey. It's going to make it a 5v4 here. 53 seconds left on the clock, and They're going to try and make an execute over towards the B bomb site here. Smokes and flashes raining out mollies as well. Davy's going to get into pit. He's going to be able to spot these players as they cross through that gap in the smoke. He goes for the shots, can't find them though. Still, he's getting tons of information as Molly is out on the site right now. They can't get the bomb planted. Jason R picks off one. Davey gets another. Jason R is going to pick up two. Relics did respond with the kill on Davey, but Buzza there to clean things up. So ends up with 3 players on the CT side of Synergy, but that's the 5th round now for them. Moving into round 10, they need to just continue chaining these together. And we are going to see a buy here from SKDC, but it's going to be a bit of a split buy. They're going to have Galil on Else. Actually, it's not that bad after all. They're going to be able to drop some AKs for these players, get that money spread around a little bit more, but this is a big round for them. If they lose this, they're on Eco, and Synergy can start chaining rounds together yet again. If they win this, though, they could really hurt the CT side's economy and do quite the opposite. So this is another one of those kind of swing rounds, not necessarily an Eco guarantee for SKDC, but definitely an Eco guarantee for Synergy.
I'd like to see SKDC abuse the fact that Sideoff and Buzza are only playing Sight. And it looks like that's what they're going for. Buzza could be rendered a little bit useless if they maybe post up a smoke so we can't peek around it. Maybe at the the far end where Bank Truck is. I don't know, just ideas for how to cut him off. Of course, he's got a really nice position holding long. But JDM's going to take down Davey to start things off. He was on the flank, and Davey's kind of that roaming player. In that last round, we saw him get a nice flank in and some frags, but he will go down early on, and this is looking promising here as the front of sight is contested by the T side. Buzz is going to whiff a shot, so now he's known to be at the bank drop, but he hits that one onto Relics. Sign off onto Ocean, and the push falls apart. They're rotating to the B site into construction already, though Jason R will be ready and waiting. Fox from water as well. Fox picks up a double kill, and it's going to be Dumore left 1v4. 20 seconds left on the clock. Oh, Fox, you just came up with a triple, my friend. Very nice play from the CT side. They shut down that push completely.
You know, what does the Fox say? He says, look at me,
God.
I just got a triple kill. I know, I had to say it.
Thank God. No, as long as he didn't go into the actual lyrics of the song, I allow it.
To be honest, I don't actually know the lyrics. I'm too old.
Terrible song. Terrible song.
All I know is that there's a song where somebody says, what does the Fox say? Nonetheless, though, a great round there from Synergy. That rotate was excellent, shutting down that the counter push as they didn't get into A and they went back towards B. Buzz is going to start things off nicely here for the CT side of Synergy. Finds the body of Ocean with his AWP. Going to make it a 5v4 here, and they're going to still go for this A push right now. 2 players on Long Park. That's Elsa getting the kill on Sidoff. He's going to peek here as Buzza. That's 3 for him. 4 now. He's going for the ace with his op. Will he find it? Peeks. He's going to go for Relics. He's getting greedy. He knows what he's going to get. He wants that ace. He's trying to find it. And yet again, only a 4K for Buzza here. That's the second time now where it's come down so close to one of these players picking up the ace. We haven't seen one yet in this best of 5. Every time we get close, they get dinked, they get a little too aggressive. They're so low on HP, they don't want to risk it, so they end up not being able to pick it up, and that's what happened there. Buzza, though, excellent op work, shutting down that that eco there from SKDC. And now SKDC's got to be a little bit worried. It looked like they were poised to take a 5th, maybe a 6th round instead. They're still only sitting on 4.
Yeah, and JDM's going to take off the head of Buzza, as this is kind of the aggressive play that at least I'm used to seeing, especially when you get that opera out. He rushes up Fountain really quick, and oh, Davy's going to go down as well. This round falling apart as everybody kind of mispositioned. Maybe they should just go back to playing sight. I spoke a little bit out of line, I suppose. Again, Buzza getting dropped by JDM, coming to life a little bit here as he's found his 5th frag. But smokes and flashes raining out on this B site. Most definitely a fake, as it's only Else alive and well here. Sideoff playing from sight, and he goes down in A. Jason R left alone. So SKDC about to take their 5th round unless Jason R can come up big, but it won't occur. 5 people left alive as well. So lots of money for the T's as we're entering round 13. SYN, they did pick up enough rounds that they will be able to buy up here once again, but their economy looking not so hot, as they would be forced to eco if they drop this round. Well, it's 13th round, maybe they wouldn't do it, but who knows? We'll find out.
And that was a nice, what I call swiffle rounds there, the clean sweep for SKDC, not losing a single player. Not sure how that happened even. You know, this is such a CT-sided map to see a T team come in and clean up that easily. Obviously, the op frag early helped out. Fox is going to pick off one early in the round. That's Dumore down, but Ocean gets two. Fox and Davey off the board. It's going to make it a 4v3 right now, and it looks like they are going to be executing over towards B right now. Two players in short tunnel. One pushed up on Cat, one in water. And Ocean's trying to find an angle on a man in pit, not able to get it right now. Jason R tosses, or they toss the smoke into sight so they can get that plant over towards Pillar. And Jason R in pit can't find the body of Else. Else is going to get the kill, and these players now on the CT side probably going to try and hold on to these guns here. Buzz is going to retrieve with his op. Jason, or a side off, not really in a good position to get away here.
Yeah.
Maybe going to get a kill or two, but this is brutal. He's not in a good spot to try and escape this.
Oh, the poor soul side off. He peeks out, and he actually had a nice headshot angle on Ocean, but won't get the better of that trade. So Buzza, though, running out long. Relics is very close to him, though. Buzza, we have heard, and oh, what a shot. Buzza, he's on point right now. He's going to get two for himself as they try and rush that position, making it a little bit more expensive for that T side, but nonetheless, if they didn't have to buy up once again for the T side, definitely they'd have a lot of money to spare. Else with 6K, he was the only one that really was able to retain. I believe they had two players left alive. Actually, we've got a funky little notification here. I can see how many people are left alive. So yeah, it was actually two left alive for them. We'll see how this goes. Side off got aggressive inside of the stairwell, but it's actually Buzza to open up the round. Fox will get dropped as he attempts to push up short, but the main player that we're going to have to watch on the CT side is Buzza, utilizing that AWP inside of the water at B.
Something I wanted to comment on is you made mention of the fact that a lot of the rounds from Synergy, they're playing very passively, playing back in the sites. A lot of teams like to play aggressive on overpass because the rotate spot is
I'm sorry,
deep.
but
Go
Dave,
ahead, cut me off.
Oh my goodness, Davey, he's able to get two. JDM finally figures out he's on the flank, but oh my goodness, that play from, again, the rover player. That is Davey, and he's able to make it work. Continue, Bog.
Like I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted. No, I'm only kidding.
I know, right?
Buzza with the op is going to take down Ocean here. JDM gets peeked on by Jason R, but he's not able to find the shot. It is down to him here, a 1v2, and he does have an op in hand, his gun of choice. He's going to try and come around the corner here and get this bomb planted. It gets taken down to 40 HP. Getting peeked from two players here. Side off comes up with the frag. Buzza does go down, but excellent round there from Synergy. At least guarantees the lead coming into half. But what I was saying was, with a map like Overpass, a lot of teams like to try and play aggressive on the CT side because that stairwell gives the T team so much flexibility in what they can do. Because they can push back and forth between the two sites and kind of like change their mind halfway through a round and decide they're going to go somewhere else. And that's true. But if you give that to them, it doesn't matter because they still have to get into the bomb site. So a lot of teams opt to play deep in A and get the crossfire going because this is just a really strong way to defend the site. And I actually like to see teams do that more because the aggressive play, all it does is potentially give the T team a way to get an advantage in the round, and then they still have that rotate spot opened up. So if they get the frag, even if it's an even trade, a 4-on-4, it's in their favor because now they have control of the rotating spot in the stairs, and they have mismatched CTs on both sides. So I would like to see more CT sides play deep in A. If they're going to play aggressive on short tunnel at B, but I think that the way that Synergy's playing this right now on the CT side is exactly how you should play it.
Davey playing on the other side of the smoke in short, and Jason R able to collide onto the terrace, but things swinging back into the favor of the T's as they do have control of the site, at least momentarily here, but Fox will be able to retake as he takes down a player from the window. Side off was alive and well as well, but it's actually going to be Relics taking off the head of Buzza. So he's got the bomb in hand, but with only 25 seconds, he's going to go... They expect the rotate... I don't know. Side-off must have jumped and saw him. So anyhow, that's most likely what happened there, or he just guessed that he was on the rotate. One of the two, both impressive nonetheless. 9-6 the score line. As SKDC, I feel like that is most certainly enough rounds on the T side to close it out here on the CT side now of Overpass.
But they need to pick up pistol.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, certainly.
They have been really struggling on pistol rounds thus far. I don't think they've picked up a single one. They've won a few ecos, which is kind of ironic, but they haven't picked up pistols, and I'm kind of concerned that Synergy, being as how they have played this map quite a bit, and they actually have really good results on it based on ESEA and SIBO results. In fact, one of those results was beating SKDC on this map. I'd like to think that Synergy knows how to play the T side right now, and they're going to be going for that B execute right now, storming into the site. Else gets the first one. Davey and Buzza respond quickly. That's Relics and Doomore down. All three players from the CT side are already here, but Bomb is going to get put down by Side-Off in sight. Buzza gets one more. Side-Off peeks and takes down Ocean, and now it's on JDM with the 5-7 no kit, and he's just going to get bum rushed here if he's not careful. Down to 8 HP. They're going for the jump peek over this plywood here. Gets the burst shot, but only does 5 damage. Finally, Davey does take him down, but that's the pistol round right there. 3 up on the pistol round, too, so a very healthy one from Synergy, and that's exactly what SKDC could not let happen. They have to pick up this anti-eco here. Otherwise, they could be looking at a 12-6 scoreline, down 6 rounds, and it's just a matter of time before Synergy can put a few more together and potentially take us to map 4 with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, map number 4 will be Mirage, as that Synergy's pick. They will allow SKDC to start on that CT side, but we're not there yet, as we see 2 Galils on the field, 1 AK-47 on Buzza, and they're actually waiting for a push near tracks, hoping that these CTs get aggressive. There is a stack on the B site, but they're not getting too aggressive. I like this play from them. We'll see if it develops into a round victory for them. They've got 4 players with armor, as we are going to see slowly but surely Fox and Buzza sticking together. They want to make sure that even if one goes down, they're going to have that trade frag. Buzza slowly walking up the ramp. He is going to spot out one, and this is where the bait comes in. JDM moves back, and all of the other CTs peek out. Fox finally able to get one, but 2 of the Ts going down. Here we go, though. 3 Ts pushing up this ramp, and they are able to connect with 2 heads. But Relics fires back, making it a 2v2. Jason R on 22 HP. There's only 30 seconds left in the round, and Relics still on the other side of this plant position. What a nice position for him, as he's got Ocean behind him as well. So how does this play out? Inevitably, we're going to have to see the T's plant the bomb. They've got 20 seconds. Relics takes off the head of Jason R. Now, this is the time for Side-Off to go for that plant. Ocean, can he come up big? 1v1. Side-Off throwing some bullets in his direction. Finally gets the frag, and SKDC, it slips through their fingertips.
That was chaotic. That was insane. The counterplay from SKDC was perfect. They played B to a T, and they just couldn't make it happen, and that's just really a matter of rifles versus pistols. They lost a couple players to some longer range shots. That's just what's going to happen. Relics tried to do what he could there. He came up big, but wasn't quite enough, and Synergy picks up the round, but it's a very expensive one at that. Came down to that 1v1 between Side-Off and Relics, so they lost 4 rifles, and he wasn't even able to pick up an AK. Nonetheless, though, we're going to see 4 AKs across the board for Synergy, 1 Galil on Buzza, and I'm not sure if that was just a buy because he could afford to. Actually, that was probably a drop. Based on his money, he probably got dropped that Galil so he could save up for an AWP in another round. There's going to be 2 down already for the CT side of SKDC. That's Ocean and Relics. Dubor is going to go down as well to Fox. That's 2 for him. 1 for Jason R. It's all on Else and JDM here. Round number 18. Synergy looking up to pick up 12 right now and double up SKDC 12-6. And that would definitely be ideal, as they are on the slightly less favored T side of Overpass.
And bomb being planted as JDM goes down. Else is not alive and well, or he is alive and well, rather. He's not in the right position to get the refrag, is what I was attempting to get at there. He's going to be coming up the stairwell here, and Davey holding an angle where it's just a small flick over, and there it is. He collects that frag, and it's a 12-6 scoreline. Synergy looking to take this map, and then they move into Mirage. And I would definitely say Synergy, they look solid on that map. So I imagine that they're going to have a nice time, even though SKDC, they do have the benefit of starting on that CT side. We'll see how that transpires, but here and now, we do have a pause. One thing I did want to let you guys know, we do have giveaways going on right now. So one of the ones I haven't mentioned quite yet is there is a subscription option here, as you can see below the stream on MLG.tv. So if you guys are feeling like supporting, we would very much appreciate it, and we do. And I've killed all the dead air, my friend.
That's wonderful, because my throat's getting a little sore, a little raspy, so
I'm
I
here
just
for you,
was
bud. I'm here
Just
for
drinking
you.
some water, sucking on a lozenge, just, you know,
I
trying
thought
to
you were gonna
clear
say
things up
lollipop. I
here.
was like, oh man, where do I get one of those?
Oh, I wish I had some lollipops.
Oh, the best of times. But we're live here. It is going to be round 19. Synergy looking to put the CTs back on an eco. The economy of the CTs not so great, and looks like they're positioning for a B-side play here.
Yeah, we do see Davey over towards A, and he's going to go down early to JDM's off, so JDM hits a wonderful shot, but might throw them off a little bit here as it was only one player over there. Smokes are going to rain out over towards B. Molly as well towards Toxic Barrels. An excellent grenade there. Going to take down Dumore. Dumore forced to rotate out. Gets dropped by Buzz's Galil. That was great play from them. Jason R with a questionable play there. Jumping into pit. Gets taken out by Else. Fox is going to polish off Else. Relics goes down as well. JDM with the op. Look at this boost here. JDM on the head of Ocean. Peeking over the concrete wall right now. He's going to get the one kill. But that's all the information that Synergy needs. They know now not to peek. So they're going to have to rotate into the site now. Excellent play from SKDC. They're getting creative. Sideoff's going to take the duel against Ocean, and he is going to go down. So now it's on Buzza here. 6 HP, facing off against 2 players, and JDM
Buzza
just doing work. Down to 1 health. A 3K for him. And that was a must-win situation for SKDC. They had to stop the bleeding, and that was the time to do it. They've lost 3 in a row. Picking up that one's going to feel great, but they need to continue to win at this point because the T side has already built up enough money to buy for a few rounds here, whereas SKDC will be broke if they lose this. So again, here we have kind of a swing round in that Synergy wants to win it and go up 13-7, breaking SKDC's economy, and SKDC wants to win it just because they need the money. I mean, they really need the money. So this is a big round here in round 20.
Fox able to get 1, but Dumore comes in and cleans up the crew as he gets a double kill for himself. Now, Buzza, he's got an op in hand, and he's looked solid with that. I don't know if he caught how he sprayed his heart out towards JDM and put him to 1 HP, but I think a number of those shots, unfortunately, not colliding when JDM was looking the other direction. But Davey coming in big, takes down Else, creates a 3v3 scenario, and being that they still have a minute left on the clock, they're not committed to any bomb site, especially with Jason R. He's actually faking towards A. And it'll be interesting to see if the CTs bite at all. And at the moment, Dumore and Ocean, they're like, no, not a chance, guys. You gotta try a little bit harder than that to fake us out. But Buzza, doesn't matter. He's gonna get a nice op frag again. He's looking on point with that. Ocean peeked up close. It's actually JDM to get a frag onto Buzza. And in a 1v2, this is a crucial round. As like you were saying, you can't really afford to give up anything on the SKDC side. They're just at a scoreline where they just need to keep on pumping out wins. And this 1v2 with an op in hand, I would say it's maybe not the best weapon for it, but on the player JDM, certainly it is. He is going to spot out 1. That's Davey getting a jump peek in there. I don't know how that flashed Davey inside of sight, but it did. He flashed into construction. Davey was white screen just momentarily. Davey, though, will go down. So JDM now in a great position. He's going to smoke off the bomb. And, oh, the mind games here. Jason R, though, he knows way better than to jump on this. And here it is. He hears the noise. Oh, he's going to go for it. He almost has it. 1 second, he gets it. Are you joking me? JDM clutches the round with a smoke grenade. And I don't even know how that happened. Just missed all of the shots. JDM coming up big.
And then he threw away his AK.
Wait. Who? Oh, really?
Unless it's a GoTV glitch, it looked like he threw away his AK.
Oh,
I
man.
could
I was
be wrong.
watching JDM celebrate, so I didn't even see that. But yeah, misses the round, loses the round, and then throws an AK.
I don't know why he switched out of his AK and to the Glock. I don't know what the idea was there. But that was... I just don't even know.
That just happened.
I just don't even know. How did that happen? How did JDM even get himself into a 1v2? They had great post-plant position. They just got a little too peaky, a little too aggressive. They didn't know where he was, and they were getting a little nervous because he is a very strong opper, so he knows how to take really good angles, and you just got to be careful with him. And you can see he's starting out nicely here, picking off 2. Davey and Buzza down already. 2 frags for him on the round. He's going to get help from Ocean, who takes down Fox, pushing around on Long Park towards the bank card. JSON finally gets a kill for Synergy. Side off does as well. That's going to be JDM losing his op. Else is there to respond. It's going to make it a 1v3 right now. Side off with the Tech 9 and an AK in hand against Else, Relics, and Dumore. He's going to get the first one, but traded out by Else. Still, though, excellent eco round there from Synergy. All of a sudden, this was looking like it could be Synergy's. SKDC is mounting that comeback, but look at their money right now. They are very broke. So they're putting a lot into this buy. You know, getting that op on JDM cost Else every ounce of the money. And that's kind of big. JDM's going to have a little bit of money because of it, but yeah, you can see 350, 50, 950, 50, 250. Not exactly ideal for money, regardless of what side you're playing for. So this is kind of a swing round yet again. SKDC needs to win this to keep their money intact, and Synergy needs to win this to prevent an eco. So I'm liking that there's so many swing rounds. It just shows that this is a very close game, and even though the score says 12-9, it's much closer than that.
And Dumore, he's going to get dropped from the boost of Davey. I love that play right outside of construction on the railing. You can spot through, and he goes down without them even having to enter the site. So Else, though, drops Fox. So it will be a 4v4 as Relics picks off Jason R. So a great position turns into a bit of an awkward one here. Side off, the only player is actually stuck at sandbags, but that smoke will allow him to do whatever he so pleases. The bomb heading up mid, Davey and Buzza as Ocean. He's going to get a smoke down, and that's going to push them over towards the bank truck. Ocean playing in a nice spot here, very ninja-like near the semi-truck, and Davey, he's going to have to put the bomb down in the smoke, and then Ocean, he got so much bullets into Davey, down to 27 HP, finally goes down. Buzza alive from bank, and he gets taken off, so it's going to be a 1v2 side off alone here. And they have spotted him out. Again, playing from bank truck. The CTs, though, need to be very careful not to peek him one by one. That's why they're moving as a group here. Relics now peeks out, and he gets the trade, or not even a trade, rather, the aim duel onto side off. So SKDC pick up a very crucial round to push this to 10. I feel like Synergy just got too comfortable. They had a huge round advantage, and this is honestly something that we see in North American teams in general. You get comfortable, and then you're not able to close the map, and you give an opportunity for the other team to get back in. That's exactly what we're seeing here. SKDC, a lot of those rounds, they didn't really have the right to take them, but if you're going to kind of go lax about it, they're going to steal them away from you, and that's where we are now. 12-10 as the scoreline's getting pretty close here.
That and JDM kind of picked it up. I mean, he really wasn't, he was struggling early on, and then he kind of found his rhythm here, and definitely looking much better. Obviously, he's now the top fragger for his team. He's just been hitting shots, and that's kind of what mounted the comeback on the opposite side, and it's what's doing it again here. Else is going to pick off one as they push into the site, but he gets dropped by Fox. Alex got the other for their team. It's going to make it a 3v3 right now. Ocean and Upper gets completely obliterated by the guillotine shot from the side off. Dumore and Pit, though, is going to get 2 of his own. Makes it a 1v2 yet again. Another 1v2. All of these rounds are very expensive for both teams. So we're going to see Fox here in a 1v2. Can't find the frag on Dumore. Dumore picks up 3 on the round. And even though they're chaining rounds together, like I said, these have been very expensive. So we're going to potentially see some weaker buys eventually from the CT side. They're going to be tossing guns around, but these rounds have been so close every time that whenever the CTs end up losing, SKDC, whenever they end up losing a round, they're probably going to have to eco because they've had to rebuy so many rifles round and round out. And right now we're going to see that devastating Tech 9 pain train making its way towards B, and we'll see what they can do with these pistols.
Yeah, Relic's waiting on the other side of the smoke in Canal as they're coming out short here. Else with the first one, Relic's with the second. Dumore gets 2 of his own, make it 3, and they clean it up flawlessly. Finally a round where one team can actually gain a little bit of money in their favor. So the CTs still weapons on the board, but also some bank behind it. On the T side, obviously, they've lost 6 in a row, so they've got full loss bonus, hence why they're able to kind of save like that, and you see a ton of equipment on their side. They've got 2 ops, Fox and Buzza. I'm not sure how much I like this play. I'm not going to lie, obviously, it's got nothing to do with whether or not I like it, it's whether or not they like it, but the double op look on the T side, unless you're very aggressive with it and kind of open the rounds early on, you can find yourself kind of an awkward state not having, I don't know, a lot of real estate control. And obviously a lot of it comes down to your riflers as well, so obviously they know a little bit better than I do, but spread out here, Fox is going to be holding from tracks, just hoping to get aggressive CT player, but as we can see, it's not going to happen, at least right now. Buzza pushing up towards long, and he might get into a duel here with JDM, and he will peek out. There it is, the crouch shot. Buzza tears off the head of JDM, and that opens up the round.
That's exactly the kind of frag they needed to try and get into this A bomb site here. Buzz is going to spot one out behind truck. He's going to try and go for a flash out. Not really going to do a whole lot to that player truck, but it is going to flash them in behind green box in the middle of the site there. That is Else. Else peeks. Takes forever to try and take down this player. Ocean's going to be there to respond. Gets two. Buzzer with the op takes down Else. Relics is going to connect onto Fox. Side off comes up with a big frag on Ocean, who was holding down the semi, and now it's a 2v2. As I lose my voice mid-sentence, Relics and Doomore versus Side-Off and Buzza. And Relics is going to spot out Side-Off. Buzza with the op. He's been so good thus far, but he is getting pushed from two different angles here. He's got to come up with a big shot. Gets the first one. Now it's a 1v1. Relics pushing the truck. Who's going to come up with the frag? He tosses the rifle away. And Buzza gets the frag. 13-12. Synergy picking up a huge round there on the back of Buzza's op. The 4K for that opper on Buzza. And he is top fragging with ease right now, 25-15 for Synergy.
How many 4Ks has Buzza had? Is that the third, or has there been more than that? I feel like I've counted at least 3 where he's just gone absolutely nuts. That's the first one on his T side. As, I guess we get some interesting stats for that. JDM peeks into Stairwell, grabs a very key frag. Again, if you're going to push up like that, you certainly need to be rewarded for it if it's going to work out. And JDM gets a second as Fox drops Doomore, though. So the trades here, Fox is now able to take a little bit of control. He's actually going to smoke off so we can wide peek in Canal. Little does he know, Else is on the flank. And, oh, he's actually in a really great spot here. Caught with their knife out. He's going to get both of them. And it leaves Fox at a 1v4. Great positional play from SKDC. As they gain the information they need, Ocean finishes off the round. Fox goes down. SKDC bringing it to 13-13. Now the T's with little to no money. SKDC could close this out.
That's a shame. After seeing such strong play from Buzz in that last round, you kind of hope the team would rally around him and make things happen. And instead, round putters out into nothing, and it's going to make it a tie score again. 13-13 coming into round 27, and you would ask how many 4Ks that was. He's had 2 4Ks and 2 3Ks. Okay. So between those, he's got 14 kills in 4 rounds. That's just insane. But we're going to see this pretty much a full save here. Some players rocking the Glock, and that's Buzza picking up the first one on JDM. Ocean holds down the angle, takes down the first one, goes for the third, for getting the second, not able to find it just yet. Flash does rain out, does decent amount of blinding to the T side here. Sign-Off did manage to find an op, and I'll be interested to see if he's going to try and save this rather than try and execute on the site. And you are going to see Ocean taking down 2 more, and now at 1 HP, he's going for the ace, not able to find it. Else takes it down. And that's going to be it. 14-13 there. SKDC over Synergy. And their money still isn't really recovered, but obviously they're going to force up here. They don't want to play for overtime. They want to play for the win. And potentially tie it up at 14-14. And because of the way that SKDC has been losing rounds and losing players, they could potentially be ecoing the next round. At the very least, they'll have a split by. So a lot of money in this round right here. This is the big swing round here. Round 28, we'll see what Synergy and SKDC can bring to the table.
Yeah, right now, Relics and Doomore pushed up in construction. They've got Else playing in the B site, watching Canal. So they've got a nice position here. Obviously, we've got JDM pushed up in mid once again. He was actually caught completely off guard, and that round could have snowballed a little bit, him dropping his op early on, but won't be the case, obviously, as we saw SKDC pick up the round, and now this one super crucial for them. They can push it to 15. There won't be a ton of money, obviously, on that T side. Well, they'll have 3 rounds worth of loss bonus. Davey and Buzza working towards the stairwell here. They could work a boost and maybe see into construction, get some valuable information, but it looks like Doomore Relics actually have vacated that location. They're heading back into the site, and obviously that's due to the round timer. 35 seconds left here. Fox pushing up from Canal. He's got a couple players out short, and actually Sideoff joins him in Canal. Davey just flashing over for his teammates as they're going to head into sight. Fox takes off the head of Else, and that's a good opening, but Dumore is going to stuff as Relics gets 2, and that's the synergy I was talking about. They're able to make that work, and I realize I just said the name of one of the teams, but that is honestly Dumore and Relics just going back and forth, able to peek and re-peek, and basically utilize each other as, not baits, but one gets a kill, falls back, the other one's able to peek out and get 2, as we saw for Relics. So 15-13, SKDC, 1 round away here from closing things out.
And they're going to be facing a 4 spy here from Synergy, 3 Tech-9s, a Galil, and a Scout. It's not necessarily over. I mean, it's only 2 rounds, so it's not like they have to win, 10 straight here. They only have to win 2 in a row, so if they can make these Tech-9s and this Galil and Scout work, they could make it 14-15. The money on the CT side is good enough. They'll definitely be able to rebuy. Maybe not pick up an AWP, but they'll be able to rebuy. So it's all going to come down to this here. They need to make something happen with these Tech-9s early. They need to pick up a big frag. There's JDM over towards bathrooms. He's going to get peeked by Buzza, but Buzza has the worst possible gun to make this happen. The Scout in hand. He's going for the no-scopes. Not going to find it. Sidoff does peek, though. So Sidoff using that Tech-9 gets 1. But Buzza now, with the AWP in hand, he's going to be able to help out Davey, who comes in on the flank on Ocean. Fox connects onto Else. This is exactly what needed to happen here. It's a 2v3. Bomb's going to be planted in the A bomb site, and now it's Dumore and Relics, and Dumore goes down to Davey, so all of a sudden this round looks like this could be Synergies here, and they could be taking this to overtime, and Buzza with a wonderful shot, peeking the foot of Relics, and he just obliterates his head through the wall. So that is a big round, not only because of what it meant for the score, but because of what it meant for their guns. They're going to be able to gun up here. At least, you're going to see
here. Fox, once again, he's going to be rocking that Tech-9 play. It looks like an A-side execute here. It's going to be an Ocean, Relics, and Dumore stacked up with the Triangle of Death looking to defend. Does it work out is the question. They've got 1 kid on Else, and he is across the map from these players. For the T side, though, they are opting to utilize a ramp. Davey is in underpass, and it looks like the execute is underway here. Side off under Relics. We're able to make things work, but Ocean still left alive. Oh, but he's taken down. as Dumore lift with a very difficult task to hold off these T's at least momentarily here as sydOff comes in jumping. Els finally able to get a trade here, but on a 1v3, he needs to hit some heads and hit them soon. There's one. Oh, Davey from the flank, though. And again, he is the master lurker. He's able to make that work. Synergy with the pistol round victory. And is that every single pistol round now?
That is...
Yeah, I think so, right?
I think so. I think they've taken every pistol round, and that was a big one. That player in Ocean sitting in the I don't know what to call it, the peekaboo box, because that's not the spot that people typically call it.
Lame spot.
Yeah, the lame box.
Yeah.
He could have come up with more frags, but I'm hoping that Synergy brings more to the table than that default A take. It's something we've talked about before. North American Counter-Strike in general, it seems to be like 90% of rounds run A, and it's pretty much the same thing every time. Smokes rain out, and that's what they do. We're going to see Davey with the MAC-10 in mid. It's kind of his specialty, picking off of the head of Else. It's going to make it a 5v4 here. A minute and 10 left on the clock. Dumore underneath balcony, down to 27 HP already, and he's got to be careful as he's going to get pushed here in a second by Jason R. And Jason R gets the kill, so it's going to put a lot of pressure on these players in window. There was actually two of them. Davey gets Ocean, had no idea that JDM was right around the corner, so it's on to Relix and JDM to make something happen here. JDM gets the only kill of the round, and that's on Davey, who had 3 kills on a MAC-10. You can see just what that did to his economy. He's got 6650 here. An excellent round there from Synergy, and SKDC obviously on another eco here before they can buy. Hoping to pick up at least 2 frags this time.
Certainly, and Davey again. That long-distance MAC-10 play. Yeah, actually, most of his kills I think were pretty short range, but I've seen him do it before. If you guys are unaware, you only get about 1 bullet that's going to be accurate with that, and the rest you're just kind of praying. But let's see. sydOff, Davey, both getting frags here. This is not the way this was meant to go. sydOff with a 4K. No damage done to the economy. And look at this. Coming into the rifle round, so much money for the T side. Yeah, Davey has to buy a weapon, but after getting so many MAC-10 frags, he's not too worried about that. It's quite alright at this point. So, they do still have 2 Galils on the field, but Buzzer with that AWP, we saw him go off in that last map. We'll see if he's able to do it once again here. Looks like JDM will be holding with an AWP in mid at the window room here, and actually Else and Ocean getting aggressive out mid. So the longer this A take takes, I didn't want to use take takes, but it had to happen. The more information the CTs are going to have to rotate players over, but they're already on their way up. Smokes are out. CT spawn smoke. They've got stairs and jungle smoked off. So a good setup so far. Relix is rendered pretty much useless. So is, everybody except for
Else.
JDM. JDM is in an excellent position. Else on the flank as well. So they need to make sure they stay alive long enough for Else to actually come to play. I don't know why. JDM, just don't peek, my friend. But Else, the jig is up, and now JDM gets sent through the box to his grave. 4-0 is the scoreline for Synergy.
This is very familiar. Why do
Yes,
I
it
feel
is.
like I have seen this before? Synergy starting off with the first 4 rounds. This has been the start of every game, I think, thus far. Synergy has started off winning multiple rounds. That's basically been the pace they've set from the beginning. We're going to see a stack up in mid here from SKDC. 3 players pushing up towards mid, it looks like. Actually, 1 went in towards underpass. 1 was still in window. 1 tried to push up mid-mid. Fox gets 1, Davey gets the other. And here comes JDM with the USP. Doing a bit of damage here, but not able to clean up the kills. Jason R down to 5 HP. He does get the frag. Fox is going to pick off Ocean, and now it's on Relix with the Deagle on Cat to try and make something happen. And wow, what a shot from Relix. He completely obliterates the head of Fox, and even Fox is excited about that one. A nice shot from Relix. Excellent play from him. He's known for that kind of thing. Just wonderful aim from him. Picking off that frag, but they're going to need to get up more than 1 kill in these eco rounds here. So he's hoping to pick off at least 1 more player. If he can spot out Jason R, that should be an easy kill. Only 1 shot needed. But again, that player in Fox had pretty good HP, and only 1 shot was needed. So we'll see what Relix can do with this Deagle, though. And he's going to get taken down by sydOff. So sYn now 5-0 over SKDC, but this has pretty much been the turning point of every map we've seen thus far, so we'll see if SKDC continues with that rhythm, that tempo, that pattern that they've set in this best of 5.
Yeah, huge round coming in now. We'll see if JDM can work his op up mid. He does have Buzza slowly peeking out here. Davey, though, and crew trying to work some pressure towards this B site. Ocean will be alive and well and waiting, so is Else. So, obviously, that noise prompts them to stay put momentarily. JDM getting a little aggressive. He's found his way out of the window now, positioned in mid here. Buzza actually looking for... I'm very curious where this smoke's going to go. He's top mid right now, and I imagine it's going to smoke off Cat. That was my best guess, but he's not going to throw it. Not yet, at least. On the other side of the map, Jason R looking for a pick, and actually the bomb has made itself to ramp. So I believe we're going to see a fake towards the B site. Side off and Fox now going through the underpass. Buzza, he's going to be sending a flash out mid as, again, they're going to be crunching on this A bomb site.
That smoke actually smokes off ladder room. I don't think I've seen that smoke before. An interesting smoke there from Synergy. Fox is going to get the first kill on Doomore. Relics from Ticket Booth gets one. Else is there to help, gets another. Relics and Else combining for 3 now as side off goes down. Now it's on Davey and Buzza here in a 2v4. They're going to be able to get that bomb plan here with 25 seconds left. Davey just trying to hold the angle here and not get peeked. He is getting sprayed down. He's at 17 HP right now. Both of these players on Ticket Booth doing a lot of damage. Jumps up on top of double box. Not able to get the kill. Buzz is there with the op though, and we've seen him do some awesome things this far, but he's going to get smoked down now. He's going to have to push it. That's not going to pay off. JDM right around the corner takes him down. So 3 kills for Relics, 1 for JDM, 1 for Else. An excellent round there for SKDC, and like we said, this has been the turning point in pretty much every map thus far. We'll see if that pattern continues, or if Synergy can stop the bleeding here and prevent what they know is potentially about to happen, as SKDC has always built momentum starting in rounds 5 and 6.
Lots of money for sYn, so they got a couple opportunities to stop it, at the very least. We've still got 10K, 8K, 6K, 4,500, all that kind of fun stuff. So they should be able to squeak out a buy, even if they drop this round, especially if they get some frags, and even the bomb plant, obviously. It is going to be an A-side execute. They've got Davey on the flank. And like I was saying, that is the lurk player. He's always kind of spread out around the map, hoping to either catch rotators, or if they are busy on the retake, he comes in with the flank. So keep your eye on him. He's in underpass right now as the push into A. And this is a lovely play from the T side. You can see these smokes creates a perfect wall for them to basically peek towards jungle and connector. So that's why they were able to take Doomore off. And it will be Ocean, though, and Else able to pick things back up. So not exactly working out as well as they had hoped. Ocean will go down to Davey on that flank. Like I was saying, the lurk player, he is able to make it work. Relics here from the lane box. Buzza, he's going to get both of them here. What a play from Buzza. And if there's one player that's going to stop the bleeding, I feel like Buzza's that guy.
And it's going to force SKDC into that awkward kind of potentially could put a rifle or two on the board and pistols across the rest, but they're going to go for an eco here, and I think it's going to be a push based on the fact that Ocean has a double flashbang, and you're going to see multiple players over in the A bomb site, and Synergy is counterplaying this to a T. If they execute this on B right now, this is exactly what needs to happen, and the 7-man over on A is going to give them all the info they need. That's Jason R. He's going to let them know, guys, they're pushing A. Push into B right now. There's no one there. They're all over here, and that's exactly what's happening. They're still taking their time as they're not entirely convinced that the whole team is there, but they are going to start executing onto B right now. They need to hurry up as the rotate is on from SKDC. They need to get a little less patient here. They can't take the fact that they pushed A for granted. They got to get in here and get this bomb down before these pistols get too close a range, and that's exactly what happens here as Fox, Davey, and Jason pick up quills. Else is there to get one. That's Jason R off the board. But it's going to be on JDM and Else right now in a 2v4, and JDM goes down to Davey. That's 2 for Davey on this round. Else does find an AK, has body armor as well, so Else trying to save it if possible, but the player formerly known as El Samama is going to be hunted down by the rest of Synergy here. Maybe take some guns out of their hands, but more than likely they don't care at this point. They have plenty of money on the T side of Synergy, and they're already past the bare minimum point on the T side. Bare minimum T side's 5 rounds. They've got 6. They're about to pick up 7. they're looking to maybe get the 8th as well and take the lead at half. That's huge on the T side of Mirage, because this is a somewhat CT-sided map. So obviously, Synergy very confident in their T side. That's why they selected this map.
Yeah, and one cool thing that I just did using that new feature, you can draw and see how long it takes. When they spotted those players pushing at A ramp, it takes 12 seconds if they go through jungle to window room to market to get all the way basically to actually getting into that B site. So they did have that window opportunity, but not that it mattered. They were able to take the site even with the players in there, but just a cool little fun fact for you guys, as that is honestly a really cool new feature. As we're going to see an A-side play, Jason R picks up, make it 2 here, as now, oh, Buzza! JDM, rest in pieces, my friend. You are in the grave, and that's a rough look now for the CT side. This is going to be really difficult to defend. Buzza is hitting all his shots. Jason R, though, will finish off as he gets a 3K in the round as well. So 8-1. SKDC on the CT side. This is not looking...
Yes.
To say it's not looking good is an understatement.
Yeah, and they're back in Eco Suave territory right now. They're going to have pistols across the board. They're down 7 rounds already. Synergy just guaranteed the lead at half, and they're doing exactly what they did in their last Eco, which is an A stack. So if Fox can get the information out there, he can say, hey guys, guess what they're doing? They're doing it again. It's another A stack. He's going to go down to Relics close on balcony, not really get the information they need. Sit-off is going to get 1, or I should say side-off is going to get 1 in mid. That's else down. But Relics did find an AK. No armor for him, though. Still no clear direction from Synergy. They're finally opting to push B, but they're just taking a long time to do it, and they're going to let these players get into a decent defensive position here, as Relics does have an AK in sight. He would be the big player this round for them, and unfortunately not big enough. Jason R does take him down. Davey gets 1, so now it's on JDM as Ocean is dropped by Davey. That's 2 again for Davey. Davey's been picking up double kill after double kill. Side-off gets the last one standing in JDM, but these players on Synergy are bloodthirsty right now, and they're up 9-1, looking to potentially take up 10-1, as I don't really see SKDC bringing anything to the table to stop this at this point.
And I couldn't agree with you more. They haven't provided a strategy on their CT side that has really come even close to kind of halting, other than obviously the one round that they picked up, but even then, yeah, not able to build off it here. Now spread out around the map. Synergy just working a default, as they've got a couple players in underpass. Davey now up mid. Ooh, I can see a barrel on his screen. I don't think he spotted it out, though. Else to his left, and oh, he does get it. So I was a little worried for him there, but he will pick up that kill and connector, and that provides a great opportunity for Davey just to come up on the flank of everything. And that's a bit of miscommunication here. If you go down in connector, you've got to imagine that there might be a player aggressing there. So 2 players, obviously, the CTs, they're still worried about Ramp and Palace, which is completely understandable as well. They're going to be pinching the site. But Davey comes up before it all occurs. And he's able to wreck the party, crash the party, if you will. And now it's a save round here for Ocean and JDM. They've got an AWP and an M4. And although saving it will mean they have a gun in the next round, I still don't think it's definitely silver lining, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, at this point you kind of wonder, does it even matter? You've already lost 9 rounds. You're about to lose the 10th. I mean, what good is the guns right now? The guns aren't your problem. It's the core underlying strategy for your team, and you're going to see they're not going to keep either of those, so it's another eco round here for SKDC. They're going to be down potentially 11-1. They need to change something, because I can pretty much bank on what they're going to do here based on what I've seen thus far, and they, as soon as I'm about to say it, thank God I didn't say it, they actually do something different. They're going to go for more of a default hold here, but they've been stacking A on their ecos. It hasn't really worked out. They're kind of just doing the same thing every round, and you can see Synergy knows that this is an eco, and they're basically playing what SKDC has done every round, which is stack A, and they're actually going to have a few players over in B. First one's going to go down. That's Els. Dumore does find a nice little 1D onto Fox. Sadoff's going to get the bomb planted in sight. There is a man in Palace right now who's just playing in that smoke. He somehow does not get spotted by these players. That's Ocean. But Buzzer with the Tech 9 does take him down. Davey does connect onto JDM as well. Davy's going to pick up 2 more at the end of the round, Dumore and Relics. That's 4 on the round for Davy, yet another almost ace. Still haven't seen one come together just yet, but 11-1. I mean, this is unheard of on the T side of this map.
Yeah, SKDC, I'd like to see them come back in this map, but certainly it's looking bleak. At one point, you start thinking about Inferno, which is our 5th and final map. If SKDC can't come in and close, it will be 2-2, but looks like we see a small bit of life, but traded upon right away. Else with 1, but Davey able to get that refrag in. That's kind of the T side that we're seeing here. They're sticking together. They know the map very well. If they are going to engage, they make sure it's a trade. But even those 1v1s have been going a lot towards Synergy's favor. So again, Inferno would be our map number 5. I do want to let you guys know we got some giveaways going on right now. Most importantly, we do have a subscriber giveaway at 60 subs. It's an M9 Bayonet Urban Mask field tested. So if you guys want in on that, that is certainly up for grabs. But on top of that, if you guys just want to hit that follow button at 500 follows, I imagine we probably have hit that already, but I'm not 100% sure. If we haven't, we're almost there. AK-47 Redline field tested. That'll be given away at the end of the stream. But if we hit 2,000 follows, a minimal wear M4 Dragon King. So on top of that, there is a Twitter giveaway, but go to CS_select. You'll know all about that as the T's coming into this A site. Relics takes down 1. So it's a promising look here as Fox is able to get one of his own, but it's Relics that's coming up big with a 3K buzzer left. And we've seen crazy from him before. How big does he go? He tears off the head of 1. Relics bites the dust. Now, Dumore and JDM. 15 seconds to get this bomb planted. Buzza's got to get a move on here if he wants to make this work. Davey... Ooh, actually, rather Dumore as I misspeak, but it's JDM who was able to finish the round. Dumore, I thought he had that perfect angle, but I think it was the fire and the flames that got in his vision just a little bit. But there we go. SKDC put their 2nd round on the board, but even with 4 on the half, it would be rough for them coming into that T side, obviously.
Especially because this is a pretty weak buy on the CT side. Dumore, no nades. Relics has 2 flashbangs and body armor. Else... no nades and body armor. Only 1 kit on JDM, the only player that survived. Osin's the only one besides JDM with a decent buy. And Buzza goes for the pre-fire shot on JDM mid. Almost gets it. Just clips the wall. And JDM gets the shot in return. So that's going to give them the early advantage. And this is what they don't want to let happen. They don't want JDM to get confident in his AWP again. At this point right now, JDM probably not feeling too happy. He's been losing a lot of AWP duels to Buzza. So they can't let JDM find his AWP again, get confident, and start hitting his shots, because that could be what they need to springboard themselves into the next map, because at this point, that's what SKDC is thinking about. We're going to see JDM pick up an 8 kill on Davey and mid. They're going to execute on towards Connector right now, and they do get 1. That's Relics down, but Dumore from Catwalk is going to respond. Takes down Fox from behind. Side off peeking back. Does connect onto Dumore, but now it's on side off here on 1v2. JDM and Else. And Sideoff is going to go for it B. And I guess I can't blame him. He does have the bomb. 35 seconds. Plenty of time left. And these players still haven't rotated. So he's going to be able to get this bomb planted and potentially get in good position to stop this up on JDM. Depending on where he ends up going.
Yeah, the post-plant position. That is the question here. Where does he go? And looks like he's going to peek into window here. He's going to take a lot of damage away, or rather HP away from Else as he peeks out of the window. Jumping out, though, is Else. JDM's there with the AWP shot, though, as they work. A nice, nice team play there from the SKDC lineup. Better late than never as JDM. He's waking up with that AWP. 4 frags on the round. Like you were saying, if he wakes up, anything can happen, but certainly a massive advantage here. T-side, we usually say, like, you know, if they pick up maybe 5 rounds, 6 rounds, they'll be doing all right. 11 is just, like you said, pretty unheard of, moving on to that CT side. So, again, we could see Synergy just kind of go relax mode, and who knows what happens, but I imagine that after Overpass, they just want to close this out, bring it to map number 5. It's going to be a quick A play as they send 2 up ramp, 2-0 Palace. Buzz side off are able to connect. Else finally trades upon, but Relic stuck in the fire and flames, and he jumps out. Davey takes the opportunity to put him away, and now it's Else and a 1v4, and Jason R just pops his head as it's going to be 12-3 for Synergy moving into their CT side.
Holy Moses, 12-3. on the
Yeah.
T side. Like, what? When does this happen?
Yeah,
I
sometimes
don't
it's the
think
other
I've
way.
ever seen that.
A lot of times it's the other way, and they're like, oh, it's fine. They're moving over to the CT side, but yeah.
Now, I do know that Synergy is very good on Mirage, and, you know, SKDC has had some struggles, and with the newer lineup, there's a lot of coordination to playing Mirage because of the way that smokes play a factor, especially in offense, but also in defense. You need to know when you see those smokes raining out how you can counter that, and a lot of teams just fall back behind them, like you're going to see here potentially. These smokes rain out. We'll see how Synergy decides to play this. Are they going to just sit back behind the smokes, or are they going to push into them? It looks like they're going to sit back by ticket booth right now. Flashes and mollies raining out into the site. Jason R right around the corner here. He's going to have to come up with one. Doesn't get any. Neither does Davey. So the Pain Train pushing into CT spawn, doing a lot of damage. Sideoff finally responds for the CT side, makes it a 3v4, and the retake is on right now. Fox gets one. Dumore's going to take down Sideoff in CT spawn. It makes it a 2v2, though, as Buzza gets a headshot onto Ocean. And it's going to be Dumore picking off the body of Buzza. Fox comes up with the head of Dumore. He's going to take Relic slow, and he gets the one tap. No kit on him, though, so he's going to stick that bomb immediately. I believe he's got the time. What a round there from Synergy, pulling that pistol round directly from the grasp of hell. And they're going to go up 13-3 now, so I believe that is at least the 5th, maybe the 6th. Wait, we're on map 4 now, so that would be the 8th or 7th pistol round that Synergy has won. I think SKDC may have gotten 1 pistol round, so good lord. Wow. What a pistol round there. Excellent play from Fox.
I honestly thought there was no way SKDC could lose that until those heads start popping. Ooh, Fox, though. He's going to whiff his smoke here. He gets one head, though. He makes up for it by spamming through, and we just see these players going down left, right, and center. Fox and his teammate side off. They're able to clean up there, but I did catch that. I saw that. That smoke grenade just bouncing in the wrong direction.
He did that on purpose.
But, oh, yeah, exactly. Style points, right? Style points. That's what it's all about here. As it's going to be 18th round coming in. Synergy, they are definitely poised to close this map. SKDC with their first, and it could be their only buy, real buy anyhow, on this T side.
Yeah, I mean, based on the scoreline right now, if SKDC loses this, obviously they're going to be going to 15-3. They need to pick up this round. They can't even give them 15. Obviously, they want to try and play for the win, but I think if I'm SKDC right now, I'm thinking about Inferno. I've kind of blocked Mirage out of my memory, and I'm going to the next map. You're down 14-3. You can only lose 2 rounds across the next, 12, 13 rounds, whatever it ends up being. You can't really expect a win, because at this point your best case scenario honestly is a tie, because they only need 1 round, and based on the way that Synergy is playing, it's not going to be that hard for them to make that happen. So SKDC has to move past this, try and balance the score out as much as possible, gain back some of your confidence and honestly some of your pride, and potentially move into the next map with maybe a 16-8 if you can, so that they don't feel like they just got obliterated. If Synergy can close this out, they're going to feel really good moving into Inferno, but not only that, SKDC is going to feel so terrible that Synergy is probably going to play lights out, and right now we're going to see this duel in mid going the way of Buzza, and that's kind of just the way it happens. When things are going your way, they just continue to go your way, despite the fact that he was at a bit of a mismatch with the scout against an AK. He still ended up getting the kill. Side off on the van area is going to get 1 in JDM. Else takes him down on the trade, though. Bomb's going to be planted in B. Davey just jumps right out window, and that's kind of what we're talking about here from Synergy. Just very confident play. They just jumped out the window. They didn't hesitate. There was no let's take our time here. It's just let's just storm the site and kill these guys and close out the round, and that's what they did. And now it's going to be an eco from SKDC here on round 19. Synergy looking to close this out 16-3.
Yeah, that would be a very impressive scoreline for them, and I do want to remind everybody we do have a knife round for the 5th and final map. That's because it's the last map left in our pool, so that's kind of how it works. We do some bans and such, and then they get to pick their maps. We have the last map, though, was Inferno, so they'll knife for sides, and I honestly think a lot comes down to that. Although you could make an argument that one team might be better than the other at the map, certainly momentum coming into it should be a lot in Synergy's way, but one pistol round can really turn things around. And Although I bring up pistol round, definitely Synergy pretty good on those. So we'll see though. We'll see. Anything can happen. This is Counter-Strike, and it's going to be an A-side play here from SKDC. Let's see if they can build a little bit of confidence, get a couple rounds on the board, or if sYn's just going to play lights out and close this off. Here we go, though. It's Else getting the first frag out of Davey. Again, Davey trying to lurk, and he waited a little bit longer. Very optimal position, as he would be able to work the flank, but Else puts him away early, and it's going to be Buzza going down, as this looks like around here for the T side. And again, this is more about damage control than SKDC coming back. They just want to grab a couple rounds. Remember that the feeling of grabbing a couple rounds, as of course only 3 in this map and we're on round 19, not many of the rounds have been theirs.
No, not at all. And they're really just trying to get some pride back, and you can't blame them. They're not going to give up, but they already realize that this map is pretty far gone. So when I say that they're thinking about the next map, what I mean is they're already trying to process what they're going to do in Mirage. And you can see when Fox is able to do that on exit kills, picking up 2 frags, it's not going to make them feel any better. He's actually going to pick up a 3rd as well before the bomb blows up. So Relic's the only one who's able to survive and keep a gun in his hand. Side off on the other side did manage to hold on to an AWP. But like we said, it's match point. It's just a matter of time before Synergy puts this away. SKDC is just trying to stack up rounds here so that they don't feel like they just got completely annihilated. And, you know, the truth is, that is what happened. SKDC just not necessarily prepared for Mirage, and that's okay. It's a newer roster. They might not have had much chance to practice it, so that could be the case here. But Synergy's got to be feeling good as they're going to be moving into Inferno.
Yeah, round 20 here. Like we were saying, a bit of damage control for SKDC. Where do they go with this round? Ocean, he's waiting for a player to push up, and you can see that Davey's close on the other side here. Oh, he's going to get the frag as well. Buzzer with a frag, and this fell apart quickly. SKDC is able to get 1 on that T side, but this is, unless Relics and Else can go absolutely massive, which isn't out of the realm of possibility, but for data mining through historical rounds here in this map, certainly if they would have been able to clutch plays like this, they would certainly have a couple more rounds on the board on this map, of course, I mean. As it's going to be Relics left in a 1v5 situation. Synergy looking to push this to Inferno. It would be 2-2, and then we're left playing a best-of-1 on... Ooh, Relics is going to miss that flash as well. We're left playing a best-of-1 on Inferno, so it is going to be the case. 16-4. Map number 4 comes to an end. And again, SKDC, they didn't look too alive there, but Inferno will be our last map here, guys. So map number 5, it's all come down to this in this best of 5. 2-2 the score. And again, we're moving into Inferno. It will be a knife round to decide which side we start on. But we're going to take a couple-minute break here, guys. So as soon as we return, we will have map number 5. Go grab yourself a drink. Go grab yourself a bite to eat. But be back in about 5 minutes as we are getting this game ready for you. So yeah, guys, be right back in just a few. This is actually such a crucial knife round, as really the momentum will kind of swing. Even though you could have a solid T side, you're just going to be mentally a little bit stronger moving into that CT side. At least that would be me in that situation. So obviously these guys are not me, and I'm glad that's the case because they are much better than me. But nonetheless, I'm Spro. By my side is Buck, and looks like we've had a couple swipes traded in this knife round, but no clear victor yet.
Yeah, and obviously because this is Inferno, this is a very CT-sided map, and you want to get the CT side, and you can see that just by the way that SKDC is playing this knife round. They're so passive, but it looks like Synergy is going to pick it up, and I would be surprised if they don't go to the CT side, and they are going to opt to take that CT side. That's definitely going to be a big one for them, as it's going to be SKDC starting on the T side, and we'll see if Synergy can do what they've done this entire best of 5. And that's going to be picking up the pistol round, because this is the map where you want that to happen. You want to just continue to jam that down your opponent's throats like, haha, we've won all these pistol rounds. It really starts to get into the head of your opponent, because they start to really get demoralized because they can't win those pistol rounds, and that's the springboard for your half. So if Synergy can do that again, we could see another really strong half from them. Maybe not as strong as we just saw in Inferno, but maybe something similar to that.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to re-ready up here, and that is not going live quite yet. Here we go. It is now going to be live, and just ignore the stuff at the top of the screen, guys, being that we had a knife round and some swapping back and forth. The name's a little bit backwards at the moment, so all you need to remember is we've got Davey and his crew on the CT side, and it's going to be SKDC Ocean and his crew over on, and I think I probably said that wrong, it's probably Fox. I feel that might be a bit of the lead hand on Synergy, but nonetheless, we are going to see a bit of a passive play here from the T side in SKDC, and this is actually going to allow for them to hold angles for when, oh boy, here we go, aggressing up Banana are the CTs. Side off will go down as well, and this is all going in the favor of SKDC. Oh, this is exactly why you hold those passive defensive angles. There's a lot of teams that like to work aggression on their CT side pistol, and you can see there, if they run head-to-head against another aggressing T side, they should be able to work up because they already have the positional advantage. They can kind of sculpt the round to their liking when they're aggressing in. But when they're holding those passive angles, not the case at all. And SKDC picks up a very big pistol round victory. I think the first of this best of 5.
I think so as well, and the heavens opened up and the angels started singing hallelujah. SKDC finally getting that pistol round. That's got to be a huge burden off their shoulders because, like I said, that's the springboard for your half. You know, that really determines the pace you're going to set early on, and they kept losing it, and that's why Synergy was continuing to get off to those great early starts, going up 5-0, 4-0, 5-0. I mean, they were just starting out so strong every single map because SKDC could not pick up those pistol rounds. This time, though, not the case, but we'll see here. The anti-ecos have not necessarily been flawless for either team right now. As they begin this execute, looks like it's going to be towards B right now. Smoke's going to rain out on CT Cross. There's already a player in sight, and they've already stacked up this bomb site pretty aggressively here. Buzz it with the scout, trying to find the angle to peek these players pushing up, and that's going to be JDM getting the first kill for the T side onto Jason R with the MAC-10. Nade's going to rain out. Else is going to polish off Fox, who's coming in on the flank, and that's going to issue the rotate there from the T side. As now those players have been taken down. They know exactly what's happening here. Very wise play from SKDC. This is what you expect to see from a team playing a map that they're very well experienced on, and that experience is definitely showing right now as this bomb's going to be planted and the entire CT squad is on B.
Yeah, and I gotta think that they might just stay here at this point. They've got armor on 2 other players. Buzz it with the scout, and you see that they don't even flinch when that bomb gets planted. They know exactly what's going on, especially with JDM able to grab a frag near that B site. And he was dropped fairly low, got enough information that there's some players over there, and Else getting that frag in mid on a rotating player. You can kind of extrapolate that there's probably no one left on A. So even if there was, they had good positioning for it, and we're going to see the holy totem of terrorists in pit here. They're going to double stack. Oh, I love it. That's a screenshot if I've ever seen one, as they stack up the pyramid and they all stay alive. So if you guys are newer to Inferno, probably a ton of you guys know this already, but you can actually save inside of the pit if you go into the very far corner. If you get next to full HP, I think around 70 or so is safe. Anyhow, nonetheless, cool spot. It is going to be the 3rd round underway, though, and of course, there was some weapons saved in that round, but we're going to see some aggression down B, or rather Banana, and Dumore will be able to take the head off of one, but Davey comes in big. JDM working that MAC-10, but they do give a Galil away to Davey, a 4v3 scenario now.
And he's already done enough with that MAC-10 to guarantee that he's going to have an AWP in his hands in the next round. So that's the whole reason he continues to hold on to this gun. Obviously building up as much money as possible at 4,900 before this round is over. He's going to try and do some more damage if he can. Buzza with the scout, I believe. Doesn't get the shot, but Sidoff is there to trade out. So that's going to be JDM down. The MAC-10 rampage has ended. Ocean does trade him out, so now it's on Davey here, a 1v2, and Davey has a Galil and full armor, so this is not necessarily SKDC's round, but the lack of a kit's going to be a big one right now, as he's not going to be able to take his time. He's got to move pretty quickly here, getting into sight, and Relic's holding such a passive angle, he might be giving his teammate up for a freebie, Instead, Davy's going to boost over, and he's going to get one. Makes it a 1v1. He spots his player around the back of sight. He's got to get the headshot angle. Not able to find it just yet. He's pushing in aggressively. He's going to get taken down by Ocean. So a very expensive round there for SKDC, but they do come away with the W. And that's going to be 3-0 right now. SKDC, the best start they've had in this entire best of 5.
Super crucial there for Ocean to clutch, as those are the easiest rounds that you're going to be able to get until you kind of fighting back and forth, putting them on the eco once again. But definitely you want to take those rounds, as like I was saying, those will be a little bit easier than especially this round. We've got M4s across the board on that CT side. No head armor on a couple, but not a problem, as only Ocean rocking the Galil, so you might feel a little bit more powerful with that, as he could click someone's head and they will go goodnight. But Buzza and Sideoff playing the B side. They've got Else once again working a lurk over towards the apartments, and that's actually exactly what we saw on their anti-eco in the second round. And yeah, that was a second. I don't know, I'm going crazy. Nonetheless, he's going to be working over near the apartments, and the smoke goes down for the CT side. And of course, the name of the game on Inferno CT side is basically wait out as long as you can and then start dropping smokes when you feel comfortable. And if you can have, if you buy a lot of time early in the round to kind of then fall back to sight, and then you've got smokes to provide and cut off these angles, it makes it really difficult for the T's to rain on in. But here come the smoke grenades. Buzza and Sideoff gonna have to come up big. They're doing a front sight smoke, which means that they challenge this player in CT. They're able to get the trade. Jason R is gonna try and spam through. Obviously, we still have Sideoff alive in sight. It's a 4v3, as they are going to be taking in now.
And Sideoff gets one. JDM peeks with the AWP and takes him down, so it's going to make it a 3v2. Now a 2v2 as JDM comes up with one more. That's Davey down. He's going to be peeking. Jason R misses the shot. Uncharacteristic of him. Misses the re-peek as well, so that's going to be Synergy taking the round there. And not sure what happened there when Sideoff went down. You saw a slight pause from him, almost as if his game lagged for a second. He picked up the first kill and then just kind of sat there for a second and didn't move. I really don't know what happened. It could have just been me, but nonetheless, Synergy's going to pick up the first buy round here, and it's going to be a really expensive one, losing those ops. They're not going to be able to rebuy an op on JDM, and they're going to put it actually on Fox instead of Buzza, which is interesting based on the way Buzza played in the last map. So Fox is going to go for that mid peek here and not really going to find anything just yet. Misses the shot. SKDC having the bomb back towards Banana right now, and it looks like they're just going to take their time, see what they can find as they continue to push their way up mid.
Yeah. As on the other side of the smoke, Jason R is carefully waiting, and the flash comes through. That's the pop they were looking for. Jason R on the other side, and he is white screen, so he goes down. Fox onto JDM though, and he will go down though after re-peeking, and he did get 2 out of the exchange, but definitely favoring the T side, as now on a retake situation. Sideoff and Buzza one up mid, and Alex is going to put him away, so a triple kill on the round thus far. And coming through Arches, just decides to hit that turbo as Sideoff as he jumps through. Relics goes down, creates a 1v2 scenario. He does have a kit in hand, and it looks like, oh, he's just going to grab that op and head down mid and save. So another round going for SKDC, and of course, we've seen it time and time again. You win that first rifle round, then you drop the one thereafter, and your economy just, it sucks. It really sucks for your team. So Sideoff is able to grab this op, and we'll be able to hopefully recycle that a little bit. Inferno is actually one of the maps where you can kind of recycle it pretty easily, either in Banana or top mid or wherever you want to take it. You just need to make sure you got a player there to grab it, as obviously if you go down. That's not the plan, but that is the idea, nonetheless. Round number 6 about to go live here, and they're actually going to throw armor and some other weapons on the other players, so they're forcing up in this scenario, and we'll see if it works out. Momentum back in their favor. There's not a lot of money on that T side, so they could put the T's onto Eco, but there's aggression by Davey. We'll see if this is going to work out for him.
They're going to toss a nade deep and on, oh my gosh, Dumore down to 9 HP thanks to some wonderful shooting and a grenade from Sideoff. Buzza comes in and gets the overkill frag with the AWP. That's the player I wanted to see with the AWP in the last round. He's going to get it this time. That's Buzza picking it up. Relics is going to be there to take down Davey, though, so it's going to make it a 4v4, but Relics down to 1 HP, so already this is a very good round for Synergy, maybe catching these guys on SKDC off guard here, as they weren't expecting some guns to be on the board, probably expecting an eco round. Looks like it is going to be an execute as Flash does come out of Boiler Room. They're pushing their way up mid. Jason R is going to spot these players trying to squeak up alt mid if he can. And he does find the legs of Elsa Mama through the smoke. Else holding the angle close, gets peeked by Sidoff, but Sidoff only had a Mag 7 in hand, so not able to do the damage that is appropriate. And here comes the push on B right now, and unfortunately the player B, Buzza, has already fallen out towards CT. He's going to be way out of position when this smoke blooms. Not going to be able to do a whole lot. He's going to have to try and take that blind shot and wrap back around towards Garden. So they're going to be able to get the bomb plant in B right now, unless Buzza can do some impressive work.
They just faked it so hard. They faked us even. They're going to this A site. Relics is only one in B right now. And the bomb is being planted in Nowhere Land. And oh, how long does it take for them to notice? They still don't know. They still don't know. Oh, and Relics tears off the head of Jason R. Oh, he taps another one away. It's Fox versus Relics in a site that has no bomb planted in it. This is, it's not working out. Again, Fox probably he realizes by this point. I'm not trying to make them look absolutely silly, but certainly SKDC, that was a hell of a fake.
And Relics, I would like to say, just picked up 3 kills with 1 health.
Well,
he had 1 health after he killed Davey early in the round. He survived that entire round with 1 HP, picking up the 4K. That is insane. So Synergy really not looking good here on map number 5. On the CT side, no less. Right now, SKDC is just building up steam. They're going to take the head off of Buzzer early in the round thanks to the AK of Relics. He is down to 61 HP, but I think they'll take that trade any day of the week. It's a 5-on-4 right now, minute and 18 seconds left in the round. Still no clear direction from the T side, but doesn't need to be one. They're just trying to open the sights up, get some information if they can. We're going to see Davey hanging out in Dark Room right now. There's a player over towards stairs. That's Else. Else not pushing up too much, though. Not going to give Davey anything. The other players on Banana right now, 3 of them pushing up pretty aggressively towards Car right now. JDM holding an angle on CT. He's going to try and get a shot on the player in sight if possible. If this player on CT peeks and gets the headshot, that could be huge, but it's not going to happen. Jason R opting to fall back into construction. Davey gets 1, makes it a 4v4. But there's JDM with the off. Doomor with his AK. And now it's on to this last player in B. That's Fox here. He does have a pistol in hand. He's trying to spot somebody through the smoke. Not going to happen. Davey did manage to find an AK, and I imagine that Davey's just going to try and save that here, as it is a 1v4, and no kit, no armor. Probably wise to just hold on to this.
Agreed. He's just going to be chilling. Near T-spawn, Fox might be able to strip a weapon away with a USB in hand. He's got to be looking for those headshots here, as that more or less tickles anybody that does have armor, and Davey is looking to get in that kind of cheeky boost spot inside of T-spawn, but now we'll just hang out behind this planter. And it doesn't look like they're going to be doing anything to him. And actually, Fox was trying to run behind them. He's, guys, just wait for just 1 second. And then he dies to the bomb, so isn't able to sneak up on them and grab a frag. But 6 rounds for SKDC. Synergy has not been able to make anything work. Obviously, they do have 1 round of the board, but came in round 4 in a retake situation. And a lot of money. Well, actually, they've been close. I say that before actually looking at. I just assumed there'd be a lot of money on the field. But JDM's the only one with 6,500. Not a lot in the economy of the T's. So it could be forced to save after 1. But with 6 rounds in round number 8 on the T side, this is a rough look here for Synergy.
Yeah, this really is not looking well at all, and if this continues, SKDC is just going to continue building up momentum, and they're the kind of team you don't want to let them do that, because while their team play might be a little bit lacking thanks to the new roster, their individual play certainly is not. You know, Relics and Doomor, fantastic players. JDM as well, the former Opera for Netcode Guides. Ocean and Else have been in this roster for a very long time. Really, when you look at their roster, there's not many holes. Ocean and Else used to play for SKDC, and then things got bounced around a bunch. Ocean's back on the team yet again. He was a coach for, I think, like a day before being put back on the roster. JDM played for Netcode Guides. Relics and Doomor playing for the old Pure Savage lineup that became Lunatic, that became Denial. So there is experience between these teams, between their player. Right now, though, in round number 8, it's going to be down to a 3-on-3. Buzza is going to find the head of JDM, gets Relics as well, and does the 180 with the USP to take down Ocean. That's a big 3K for him there, shutting things down, giving Synergy the second round they absolutely needed. At this point, they have to close out. This is a very CT-sided map here on Inferno. 9-6 is not even ideal, but they need to aim for that score because anything worse, and they're just giving too much to SKDC.
Force buy from SKDC here, as, I say force, but they do have pretty good nades. Not exactly full nades across the board, especially on Inferno. You want to be able to work that Molotov play. That's honestly some of the best strategies we've seen on this map have been utilized, or rather, Molotov has been utilized. But I will take this moment. I was going to do a plug, but there's going to be a flash through top mid as we're going to see sYn coming up big with Fox on the crossfire, completely shut down as Else tries to make it out apartments, and he tried to kind of simultaneously push stuff, but nothing budged. Nothing. The door was slammed shut by the CT side. Now Ocean left alive, and that's definitely a round that Synergy needed to grab, and with 5 still alive, fantastic for their economy. But I did want to point you guys in the direction of our giveaways. We do have our subscriber giveaway. It's going to be at 60 subscribers. We got an M9 bayonet Urban Mass field tested. Beautiful knife there. But on top of that, we've got 2 follower giveaways at 500 followers. We've got an AK Redline field tested at 2,000 followers. We'll have a minimal wear and for Dragonite. But we're going to see a push-up banana here real quick. And JDM's able to connect with 1, but side off. His buddy leaves and he stands his ground. As we are going to see 2 of them going down. Relics could go beast mode and still be able to clutch here in this 1v3. He definitely has had some impressive plays thus far on Inferno, and he's going to play very passive with an AK-47 in his hand. And he wants to make them guess if he's left, but the problem with this is that Davey already has the information at the bottom of Banana that he has stayed put.
Yeah, so he's basically pinched in right now. He's got 55 seconds left to make up his mind about what he wants to do. Fox does have 2 HP in sight, so if he can get 1 kill onto the 4-man, that's Jason, that would open up the site entirely because all he has to do is get a bullet or potentially sneeze on Fox to get the kill. But this is probably the wiser play, in my opinion, would be to leave the site, knowing he's walking into a crossfire here with 2 players. He should be opting to try and go somewhere else. Potentially get the plant elsewhere. He is going to get the first player. That is going to be Fox down. Flash is going to rain out, and I'm not sure exactly what he was trying to do with that one. Molly pours out around the edge of Spindle. Somehow, Relics does get away. It's a 1v2 situation. There's a player pushing up from Banana. That's going to be Davey, but Jason coming with the top down. Chrome spinning. Finds the head of Relics, and that's going to be another round for Synergy here. 6-4, the comeback mounting.
Leave it to Relics to be in a 1v3 on an eco and get the bomb planted. So even though he wasn't able to secure the round, that is a lot more than you probably expected in that position. So props to Relics there. He's sitting at top frag position right now, 11. And quite honestly, I kept on seeing in chat throughout this whole best of 5, Relics is going to 30 bomb on Inferno. Relics is going to 30 bomb on Inferno. He's on his way. He's at 11 frags. We're 11 rounds in. We'll see if it goes this right. Maybe we'll be on round 30 and he'll get his 30th kill. I'm not quite sure, but we'll find out. Round 11 underway, 6-4 the scoreline. Synergy pulling it back, but they have no room for mistakes. So although we're seeing things go in their favor now, certainly they cannot let up. And Else is going to get a crucial frag there onto Davey. So a man down. How do the CTs react? They have to play pretty passive. Well, there's a couple things you can do. You can just fall back to site and obviously just play passive, or you can look for an aggressive pick to try and even things out. And obviously, one play a lot more risky than the other, but high risk, high reward. And looks like top mid is controlled by SKDC. They've got Relics and Boiler, Dumore, and Ocean just trying to peek together towards Arch and Porch side. But with mid control, they've got 35 seconds to basically do whatever they please at this point.
You know, if Synergy can close this out 9-6, that's kind of like the golden score, because even if you're on a CT-sided map, just knowing you can come in and tie it means everything to you. Buzz is going to get one, as is Jason R, but Jason R is going to get traded out by Ocean. Relics is down, though, and he's been a big player for the T side thus far. So now it's going to be a 3v2. Now a 2v2 as Ocean manages to spot out Buzza. Buzza whiffing on the shot with that AWP. It's going to be down to JDM and Ocean. Ocean gets flanked here by side off from Moto, and now it's on JDM, who picks up the first frag. Side off originally was going to stick it. Instead, JDM, he's going to go for the duel, and he does come out the victor, so that's a big play there from side off. Well played indeed. He's going to get the defuse and the victory for his team here in round number 11. It's going to make it 5-6. Synergy mounting quite a comeback here, and if they can keep their foot on the pedal, they could potentially end this 9-6, and like we said, magic score line, because you can win that pistol round in the second half and tie it, or if you're at the 9, winning the pistol round means you're going to go up and take the 12-6 lead, double up your opponent.
And like we've seen, SKDC, they picked up one pistol round, and it was on this map. So they're able to get both, obviously, in a great position, but if stats tell us anything, definitely Synergy's been looked a little bit better on their pistol round. But of course, on the one map where, at least now, it really matters, it's SKDC picking up that first one. But nonetheless, round 12 underway. You could see SKDC get some more rounds in here. Again, Synergy cannot make a single mistake if they want to get that scoreline we were suggesting, the 9-6, where we are going to see a bit of a slow play, though. Alt mid in control by the T's. They've got JDM with a knife out peeking at the top of apps, and they gain a little bit of information that there's no one there, at least. Fox grabbing a frag after or right before he falls back into sight. First frag of the round. Make it 2 as Else goes down. They're just trying to force their way up truck side. Eventually JDM with the frag, but Jason R still alive and well. He's playing behind this spam box. He goes down. They do have Davey up in balcony, so he's actually going to wait before he peeks. Now he peeks out, takes down Oceans. A 2v2 situation. They should have intel on this player, but Davey drops relics. What a crazy frag. I believe that was, yeah, it was through the smoke. That was pretty nutty. JDM left in a 1v2 where Davey's got good positioning for him. He takes him down, though, and he peeks out. Oh, the bomb is defused right as he gets that first frag. 1 HP on JDM. He should be dead, but he almost clutches the round.
Yeah, they almost made that happen, but the fact that he, did get the kill, and it was a very close round. There's a lot of money on the board for SKDC. They've lost now 6 in a row. So that's going to... Actually, they've lost 5 in a row. They lost round 4, and then they won 5, 6, and 7. They've lost now 5 in a row. But yeah, that was a very close round. Almost came together there for SKDC. I mean, a fraction of a second would have changed that round entirely. Instead, this round, though, the aggression on Banana from the CT side just not working out at all. That's going to be Busta, Davey, and Sideoff down already. Fox and Jason R left to try and pick up the pieces, and at this point, I say, just save your guns and get out of there, because the T side has 5 players up still, and it would be interesting to see what they decide to do here. Jason R, sitting on the other side of the smoke, might just try to spam these players through, and he does try to put some damage out there, but he's not going to find the frag, and at this point, I think it's time to just save these rifles. You do see him falling off. Fox, back by Library, he's doing the same thing, so this is the smart thing to do. Try and keep this off, try and keep this M4, hold it for the next round. You have money, but you don't have a ton. So we'll see what Synergy can do here. That's going to be 7 rounds for SKDC, though. So SKDC finally puts a round on the board here after losing 5 straight. And that's going to at least guarantee them the 8-7 scoreline. If they can pick up the next one, they would get the half lead, which would be huge on the T side of Inferno.
I think there's something to be said about winning a round in such a fashion that they did so with that defuse that came so close that you're almost too hyped in the round next, where you're kind of riding this high that you probably shouldn't be. You should be focusing back at the round at hand, and I feel like that's a bit of what we just saw for Synergy, as they were just stomped. SKDC just goes straight up Banana and takes them out pretty handily. And I feel like if you have a common composed Synergy, that just won't occur. But again, this is just kind of my theorizing, as we haven't really seen that kind of play from SKDC work out until we have one of those huge situations where, again, Synergy was able to clutch a round, but how hyped were they going into that next round, and things kind of fall apart for them. So 7-6 the scoreline. We're going to see Side off with a Nova, as he's going to be playing a car with that. He's trying to bait things out, or rather Buzz is trying to bait things out for him, but it will be Fox able to connect on the head of Else to start things off. sYoff now firing some shots from Carr, but I feel like JDM, he has the intel. Oh, wow, he hit the shot through the wood, and it was Dumore that finished off the frag itself. So now, opening up this B site, they're just going to go for it here as JSON and Buzza left to defend the site.
Questionable peeking and shooting there from, I think that was sYoff behind the car with the Nova.
Yeah.
I don't really know why he did that. He couldn't really see anything. He had the element of surprise. He should have just kept that in his pocket. Instead, he gets taken down. JSON is going to respond, though, for Synergy. Gets 2. He's going to peek and try and get the 3rd. Does come up with it thanks to his P2000. Gets the 4th as well. A huge 4K for JSON there. So while things look like they might be turning around for SKDC, Synergy continues on their comeback here. And it's going to be a bit of a split buy from SKDC. They're going to have Tech-9s on JDM and Relics, AKs on the rest. And this is going to be it here. Who gets the winning lead at half? Is it going to be Synergy going up 8-7, or will it be SKDC? It's only one round, so it's not the end of the world for either team, but it does put a lot of weight on pistol rounds, so hopefully Synergy obviously wants to pick this up and go in with the half lead. Going on to the less favorable T side, SKDC is already pretty happy about what they've done on the T side, so even if they lose this, they got to be thrilled. Getting 7 rounds on the T side of Inferno is pretty much unheard of.
Apartments play from the T side right now. Dumore. They've put a little bit of damage onto Davey. Now that Incendiary is going to push them away as Else is able to get that trade frag. So Davey getting a little bit aggressive there when he probably should have just held. But he does get some crucial information for his team as sYoff peeking out mid. And oh, the wide peek from Ocean. Is he able to connect? He will be able to take off the head of sYoff. Coming around the corner, JDM with that Tech-9. And you can see, even if he doesn't get the frag, he tags Fox to the point where he can hardly get away. But Fox comes up big with 2 of his own. Else gets hit in the face to 1 HP from JSON. And that's JSON taking down Else with a second headshot there. And I just don't know what JDM was up to, I'm not going to lie. He was heading back towards Arch. Buzza on the quick flank. 8-7 your halftime score. Synergy, that's definitely not the score they were looking for, but like you had suggested, a lot rides on this pistol round. We could just see a T-side Inferno. It could be the case, but certainly SKDC has positioned themselves to have not an easy CT half, but they've left themselves a lot of cushion.
Yeah, you know, when you're up that many rounds coming off the T side, you got to be feeling pretty good, but at the same time, like we said, there's so much riding on this pistol round. If Synergy picks it up, they're going to have potentially a 4-round lead if they can chain those 3 rounds together. If they can take the first buy, all of a sudden things look really good for them. On the other side, though, if SKDC takes this, the things aren't going to be looking so good for Synergy. They'll be able to go up 10-8 potentially, and then it's coming into that first buy. If they win that, it's all she wrote more than likely for Synergy. So there's a lot on this pistol round for both teams, and SKDC is going to start it out strong as they're going to be the ones getting the first 2 frags of the round. Ocean and Relics taking down Fox and Buzza. It's down to a 3v5 Davey, JSON, and sYoff versus all of SKDC.
Yeah, here comes the CT players, or rather the T is coming through CT. Davey picking up 2, as it's now a 3v3 situation. He's going to get into another duel. Oh, you run out of ammo, poor Davey. That awkward moment where you're not quite sure how many bullets you have left, and you're just like, aim at their head. You're like, no, we're dead. So SKDC...
Click.
Exactly. SKDC, they pick up their second pistol round, and that is huge for them. If you're going to win any pistol rounds, why not be the ones on the 5th map that you're going to play out that decides the best of 3, or best of 5, rather. Am I right? That is definitely a huge advantage for them, as we see a bot up T side lurking up Banana here. They do have those huge Tech-9 plays, but it's Ocean with the swag 7. He jumps up from sandbags, gets 2, and falls back into sight. sYoff spamming the close corners here, but Davey goes down. Ocean is on a tear right now. He's got so much money as well. Finally, Relics, the first one on the CT side to go down here, but this exchange going back and forth. It'll be Buzza and sYoff left alive in a bit of a traumatizing situation for them.
Man, this Tech-9 is just, the Tech-9 is so OP, but the Mag 7 at that close range. You see it played a lot in the eco rounds on Inferno. Just hold that close wall with the Mag 7 and just do work, and that's exactly what happened there. Picking up 3 frags, the third of which was through a smoke. Ocean is just loaded. $6,100 here coming into round number 3 in the second half, round 18 on the map. SKDC takes the lead here, 9-8, and that's going to be for the first time in a while here. I think the last time they had the lead was round 7. No, it would have been longer, further than that. But I should say they had the lead, but they were losing rounds. They ended up getting a tie score at round 12, so not really thinking there. They did have the lead, but still, SKDC's got to be feeling pretty good right now, closing out these anti-ecos so decisively.
Yeah, Jason R left in 1v5. He's just staring out a boiler, just kind of pondering his life as a whole and where things are going, and hoping someone's going to peek out, but again, just kind of pondering as this map just slipping away from them here. Ocean with the jump and swag. And, yeah, definitely, like you were saying, Swag 7 works out pretty well at close range, and kind of counters the Tech 9 in some ways, as if you're able to get that first shot off and make it count, obviously Ocean has been able to, it definitely works out well. So I see your Tech 9, I raise you with Swag 7, and Ocean has got, let's see how much money he has here, as he's got 3,600, he was able to buy a FAMAS, and I want to say he dropped someone, because quite honestly, he probably should have had more. Yeah,
he had 88.50 at the beginning of this round.
Oh my god. So there you go. Makes way more sense. JDM, he's going to open up the round. SKDC is looking very confident here, and they've got to feel it. They've got to feel it. They've got a 2-round lead. They have sYn in a really rough spot. JDM is hitting shots, and when he's on point, the rest of the team can come around that. Especially, like, you can see he's working angle after angle. He's not staying in the same spot to work that same spot once again. He's moving around, and ops on Inferno are very, very powerful. It's like JWS style, where you're just kind of finding a new angle every time you peek, and it makes it so difficult to predict on that T side. And they don't want to challenge him because he's hitting shots, but they don't know where he is, even after he gets that quick bullet off. So where do the T's go is the question. Sideoff's taking control of top middle, but JDM once again finds his way into a nice position. Oh, I do believe he saw Sideoff peek out slightly, and he wasn't able to get the shot off, so he carefully falls back. He's holding arches now as 25 seconds left for these T's to execute.
And they're just hitting roadblock after roadblock here. Molly's going to rain out. Dumore's going to get a nice dink onto Jason R over towards Truck. JDM with the Tech 9 gets one. Dumore gets another. Else gets the third. And that's all she wrote for that round. SKDC now up 11-8, and it's going to be an eco round here from Synergy. They're going to be picking up Tech 9s, more than likely Tech 9 armor, and I'd be surprised if they went anywhere other than B and just try to pain train their way into the site and get that bomb down. But right now, SKDC looking poised to take this here in map number 5. That's right, this is a best of 5, and we have made it all the way to map number 5, almost going to overtime on Overpass. So excellent rounds from both teams on all these maps, but right now SKDC just looking very strong.
Yeah, and we're going to see a B push here coming in for the T side, and the nades took them down so much before they even get to enter in. Finally, Buzza, he does take off the head of Relics, and they're able to pick up a FAMAS. Not exactly the weapon you're hoping to grab after you drop a player, but Else using the enemy's weapon, AK-47 frag onto Jason R. Sideoff goes down, and things fall apart. Buzza, it's his second kill of the round, but with 1 HP, that nade, the Pokeball, as Sadakist would say, it's going to take him down. So SKDC, they're getting a lot of money on their side as well, and the thing is, it's not easy to get T-side rounds. In case you haven't noticed, it's definitely a CT-sided map, so the more they can build up this economic cushion on the CT side, even if they drop a round, they have so much money to play with that they should be able to do that wonderful game of, oh yeah, you guys picked up a round. Now, although we didn't want to lose that round, it's now an opportunity to break your bank, and they come back strong. So we'll see if that does indeed happen here, and SKDC finally, they're going to go for the aggressive play. Again, you've got that cushion, why not use it? But Buzza and Davey are saying no, as it's finally JDM who gets the first frag of the round. They're going to peek out top mid and take down Dumore. So although you can really catch a team off guard, that is basically what happens if it doesn't work out.
That was a very risky play there from SKDC. Not really sure what they were thinking.
I've seen it
You
work a
know,
couple times, but yeah, it's definitely not.
they're not like, it's not like they're up like 12-2. They're up
It's
12-8. It's still a very close game, and Synergy could still come back from this. They just basically gave Synergy that round, and that's the opportunity to build some of their money up. Obviously, SKDC can afford to rebuy, but why even let them at this point? If SKDC gives another round to Synergy, it's going to be 12-10. It's a 2-round game. They've got 2 rounds in their pocket. That helps them build even more money. And then on the other side, the money on SKDC is not going to look so good. You're going to have 3 players that are sitting on very light buys. You're going to have to drop or potentially just go with a light buy in general, just get some FAMASs on the board, and that's not going to be ideal facing off against the AKs from Synergy. So definitely a foolish round. I really don't even understand what the idea was. So very interesting idea from SKDC, maybe hoping to catch them off guard, but totally did not work. A complete backfire. In this round, though, we're going to see JDM open things up with his AWP like he's been doing all game. Davey is going to respond by taking down 1. That's Else off the board. There's a player in pit right now. That's Doomore. Doomore gets spotted out by Jason R, pushing up on truck. Relic's right around the corner next to Double Box is going to take him down. Molly's going to rain out into sight. It's going to slow things down just a little bit here, but the T's, again, the smoke and nade play just doing so much work to stop this from happening. Sideoff's going to get 1 and Relic's. Davey gets the other. Ocean manages to find his way into sight from Moto and takes down Sideoff, but he's going to get spotted out behind this spam box. Molly's going to rain out and take him down. Compliments of Fox, and now it's going to be a 1v1 as JDM finds the angle to take down Davey. It's Fox versus JDM, op on op. 54 HP versus 99, and it doesn't really matter. It's whoever hits the shot first. So we'll see what happens here in this 1v1 as we do have JDM working his way towards Moto right now. Fox playing very passively, and Fox is coming in with an excellent flank here. I don't think JDM is going to see this coming. Fox playing this to a T, wrapping all the way through apartments. A nice little flick of the wrist, and that's another round for Synergy now, 12-10. And look at the money on the CT side. Just like we said, 2 players able to buy, 3 players not able to. So we'll see what they decide to do here, but we could see Synergy picking up an 11th round.
Not against the realm of possibility at all here. Swag 7 back on Ocean. So we'll see if he can make that work. But yeah, SKDC maybe playing a little bit too relaxed, and it all started on that aggressive round that we were talking about there. And JDM now is going to miss a shot where Buzza tears his head off, and Buzza did get legged, actually, so I shouldn't say he missed the shot, but it just wasn't a kill for him. And that's always a frustrating spot. You're just like, I hit him, but yeah. He's not dead. So, 18 HP on him. Advantage in the round for Synergy here. Got a couple of them working towards top mid. Side off working out a boiler. Dumore's got a beautiful spot, but oh, he's dropped immediately. Relics, though, comes in big, and all of these T's are so lit that SKDC certainly could make this happen. Davey goes down. It's Buzza and Side off left in a 2v3 situation.
Yeah, and you see Buzza at 18 HP, Sideoff at 10, so 28 health between these 2 players. Buzza does have his trusty AWP in hand, but this is a very difficult round for them to come together with. They do have bomb down over towards Arch side. 35 seconds left on the round. There's a player in pit. There's a player in library. One of the players still over towards B, not giving them that sight at all. That's going to be Elsa Mama. And that player is going to be tested here, as it looks like they're going to be falling back from mid. I don't know if they're going to be saving, and it looks like they are. Not enough time left on the clock to get the rotate on, not enough HP to really do it feasibly, so they're going to try and save these guns. They should be able to, based on the amount of clock left in this round, and the truth is SKDC can't afford to go hunting right now, so that's going to be 13-10. SKDC getting the round as the time expires, but it's still a very close game here. This could go either way.
Certainly, and as you guys are seeing, Coop talking about his Twitter giveaway right now. There is a Twitter giveaway, so if you guys jump onto Twitter, Glock Water Elemental Minimal Wear being given away. Again, that's via Coop. So all you guys need to do is follow CS_select as well as CoopKCS on Twitter, and then retweet the specific tweet mentioning the Minimal Wear Glock Water Elemental. And we'll be doing that shortly after our stream ends, as we do have that AK-47 as well, guys, so get hyped about that. But we still have some excellent Counter-Strike here. This is not over yet. These 2 teams have been battling it out for, I don't know, five maps. You could probably put around 45 minutes per. It's been a long time. I'm just not going to do the math. We're just going to say it's been a long time, and Smoke's coming out from the CT side. They're going to smoke off top mid. A couple of the T's. It's going to be Fox and Buzza aggressing towards top of Banana, but now falling back. So they have a minute left on the clock here. And a lot of information from Davies. Cleared out apartments, now moving into Boiler. But being that the bomb still in top Banana, do they opt to rotate it? Or, again, the name of the game on the T side, like I know I talked about the smokes on the CT side, the T side is kind of baiting back and forth, making them think that you're going to push into Banana, forcing a rotate. You can see that they have a player in spawn right now, that's JDM, and he's actually holding a really neat angle through Moto, or rather through Speedway there, into Arch side, and he does see one player across, so he's able to call it out, but he hasn't taken a shot. The only downside with that angle is that you really do have to have really quick reactions. Nonetheless, though, gives the information to his team that they've crossed, else takes down 2 of them. So now a 3v5 as they are going to hear Davey drop down onto the truck. They've only got 5 seconds, so Jason Hart needs to plant literally right now. Oh, he missed it. He missed it. It's done. Counter-terrorists win the round. SKDC, you need at least 3 seconds to get that down, and he literally clicked it just a second too late.
That's unfortunate because it would have made for a really exciting round there. Instead, SKDC is going to go up 14-10 because they just couldn't get that bomb planted in time. Sometimes you get in the site and the bomb just doesn't register that it's in the site. It takes just a second to get that bomb out and get that plant initiated. So Synergy's got to be very upset with that round, letting it happen the way that it did. And it's going to give SKDC a very good cushion here. If they can pick up one more, they're guaranteeing at least overtime. And then it's just a matter of time before they pick up that 16th round, and that could be all she wrote, though. But Synergy is not going to give up that easy. They've been fighting through this left and right, and they've had some really strong performances from all their players. They almost brought it back on Overpass for overtime. We'll see what they can do here. On Inferno, though, a different map altogether. 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the round, and yet again, still no clear direction from the T side of where they're going, just taking it slow.
Ocean.
But wow, Ocean, again with the Mag 7 on Banana, finds the head of one, and that's what he's been doing all night with that gun. Just absolute dirty work there with that Mag 7. Looks like the push is going to be over towards the A bomb site right now. JDM spots out one. Else is going to spot out another. Goes to peek again, takes down Jason R. So now it's on Fox here with the Tech 9 in a 1v5. And at this point, it's kind of all she wrote for Synergy, because if they lose this, they're going to be on an eco, and that's going to be a really tough round for them to take. So 15-10, SKDC over Synergy right now, facing off against an eco. It looks like this could be SKDC's best of 5.
Yeah, it's looking like it. Match point. Not enough money on the T side to really get a solid buy-in. They're going to have 1 AK on Buzza, excuse me. But Tech 9's on the rest of the team. Full nade set armor. We'll see if they can make it work. Certainly those weapons should be feared. So we're going to see nades coming down Banana. That's going to take Jason Art and Fox already down a good chunk of HP. As they see that fly away from their body, just blood kind of gushing out slightly. But Relic's actually left alone with an AWP in B. And I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this, quite honestly, purely because their setup, there was nothing wrong with their setup previously. Now it's going to be a B-side rush, and he has to defend from Dark Spot with only the AWP in hand, and he hasn't spotted out a single player yet. Oh, what a shot onto Jason R, but Fox will be able to get rid of him. So that op now gifted to the T side. Ocean finally fires back and creates a 3v3, but the bomb has been planted. We're going to see Ocean come in big, taking down Davey. This could be it. They're fighting for the life right now. It's Buzza versus 3, and Do More will close things out. SKDC will be our victors here as Ocean tears off the head. I'm the in-game leader here. I get the defuse. So Ocean stealing that away. But guys, that's gonna be it. SKDC, they're able to take it 3-2. As what a best of 5 we've had here. So guys, we are gonna do that giveaway for that red line. The keyword for that, and you guys can start typing it right away, is going to be !redline. So !redline, you'll find yourself in a giveaway for a field-tested Redline AK-47. So guys, make sure you guys type that in, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes to let you guys know who the victor or who the winner of that beautiful skin will be.